Greetings, adventurers, and well-met Master of Dungeons here on the Master of Dungeons Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Master of Dungeons. It is Tuesday, fourth Tuesday of the month, and normally we do play Vecna Eve of Ruin. However, we have two of the players that were unable with prior commitments to make the session tonight, so we made an agreement with everyone that we would not play if two or more were available. If one's unavailable, we'll go ahead and play the session, but two of them could not make it this evening due to prior engagements. So we decided at the last couple of days, I should say, to go ahead and play a one-shot with the players that were able to play this evening. And we are going to be playing Adventurers League rules. As we are playing an Adventurers League adventure, you do not have to play these adventures as Adventurers League rules. We are doing so just because the characters it's a little bit easier that way. You can play since we are all familiar with Adventurers League rules, which is what we normally play together. But of course, you can go out to the DM's Guild, dmsguild.com, to pick this adventure up. It's one of my favorite adventures. It's a tier 1 adventure called 1,000 Tiny Deaths. It was written as a companion, I should say, adventure to the Tales from the Yawning Portal hardcover. It is tier 1, optimized for level 3 characters, which means we're going to have to do a little bit of adjustments, because we have one 4th level character and 3 squishy little 1st level characters tonight, which should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and meet those characters first. Just so you know, for those of you who can't see their cameras, we would have taken a lot of extra time to get cameras in, all that stuff like that. But you might recognize them. We do have Renly playing tonight, playing Frank. We have Devana playing Merrick. We have Agnoth playing Oki. And then, of course, we have Das the Blessed playing Dominic. So, Frank, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character to us? Let everyone know your character, mechanics, race, class, level, pronouns, all of that stuff. So go ahead, Frank.
Hey everybody, my name's Greg. I normally play Renly. I am playing Frank. Both of us are he, him. I am playing a Heron Gone Barbarian, a Bunbarian, Bunnybarian. And he is a kind of light blue furry critter who used to be a cobbler and own their own footwear store, and has decided to take on a life of adventuring. Due to nobody wanting to buy shoes from a bunny, everyone just wants the lucky rabbit's foot. And so the shop went under, so he decided to give adventuring a chance. And that's Frank. At level 1, there's not much else to explain.
All right. Thank you very much, Frank. And then we have Merrick.
Merrick is a perky little halfling. She is very, very proud of her clericing skills. She is a knowledge cleric, so she's super clever. She is very lucky. She has bountiful luck, so no one will roll 1s today. That might help keep us alive. And she is very excited to be taking these little level 1s under her wing, and absolutely is going to keep them alive.
All right, thank you, Merrick. And I do love halflings with halfling luck and bountiful luck. I do have a bard myself that is a lightfoot that has that as well. Thank you very much, Merrick. And then we have Dominic.
Yes, hello. So this is Talos, who normally plays Das the Blessed or Das the Best. Now playing a very different character. Brother Dominic is a soft-spoken, older, essentially monk. He's a first-level monk. Of a monastic order that lives in enclaves. He largely a group that helps sort of protect evil items and various other evil creatures trapped away, keeping them locked away. He set off on a quest to basically visit one of these neighboring enclaves, and sort of ended up meeting up with all of these folks. So, more mild-mannered, kind of quiet, older gentleman. Again, a very different story from Das.
All right, thank you very much, Dominic. And then we have Oki.
Yep, Oki is a human druid. He's also a member of the Emerald Enclave. His sort of native land has been somewhat afflicted, or there's a prophecy he received from a local river spirit that it was going to be afflicted by some kind of plague or malaise or something like that, and that he would need to go and collect ingredients for a ritual from just about all over Toril. So he's just on like a world tour, trying to find the various exotic things he needs to heal his, native land, and so brings them all over the place, and it brings them into a lot of adventures, and so here we are.
All right, thank you, Oki. Everyone, go ahead and begin the game with inspiration. All right, so you're starting off your fledgling adventuring career, and I believe two of you had mentioned that you're members of the Emerald Enclave, correct?
Yep.
Dominic and Oki, I believe. Okay, so you've met up with Merrick and Frank, a couple of adventurers. Merrick being, a little bit more seasoned adventurer as a knowledge cleric, perhaps maybe traveling with a few caravans here and there around the Sword Coast region, perhaps maybe up into the old Silver Marches area, down around the Heartlands, back up and down the Tradeway along the Sword Coast. And you've, the members of the Enclave, you've heard, being fledgling members of your faction, you've been kind of instructed to join some of the caravans that travel around, especially around a town by the name of Blazingdale, to investigate rumors of bandit activity on the roads outside of the town. And of course, Merrick meeting up with your companion Frank, joining up with Oki and Dominic as well. You know that, of course, being a little bit more experienced as of your companions, that of course caravan guarding is fairly reliable work for fledgling adventurers. And you've been trying to work with some caravans, not necessarily kind of in between caravans at the moment, but with the information from your companions from the Emerald Enclave about the rumors of bandits around some of the roads outside of this town of Blossingdale, which lies about 30 miles south of a place known as the Stone Tooth, which is a rather large, kind of like, not really a large mountain, but a rather large, jagged semi-mountain or hill that kind of juts up out of these hills in this area here, not too far from Mirabar in the Sword Coast region. And you've been working together for a couple of days, traveling up and down the roads, just checking for different signs of these bandits and such like that. And the road you find yourselves on happens to, cut through these rolling hills, covered with thick forest. You see rocky crags because of the hills and the low mountains nearby, covered with undergrowth and stuff like that. Today you do find that it is fairly windy, chilly, and a bit gloomy, with the heavy clouds kind of streaked with pretty flashes of lightning here and there, and rain. Of course, the combination of the failing light as it's starting to get a little bit later in the evening, not exactly to get time to camp yet, but of course the heavy cloud cover has definitely washed away most of the color all around you, with dismal shades of gray kind of filling the area. Everything just seems to be muted in the colors. Of course, the fresh rain, you can smell that in the air, and of course whipping through the boughs of the trees, you hear the rustling leaves and rolling thunder here and there. And you start looking about. You find a little copse of trees that looks like it might be a good place to set up camp for the night. So if anyone happens to be skilled with survival, if you'd like to give me a survival check, kind of checking the area, perhaps someone that might be skilled with nature or maybe even perception to make a check to be able to, see if it's a suitable place to set up for camp.
Merrick will proceed in pointing out to the team why this is a good spot. That there doesn't seem to be animal tracks, like shit, very knowledgeable, like really quirky stuff about, the certain types of berries that are growing here, and this is just, this is a good spot.
So Merrick calls it quirky. Everyone else says she's a know-it-all, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah,
I imagine Oki's sort of like busy trying to look a little deeper around the area, finding, food to eat and all that kind of thing.
And you actually do find that Merrick is, she is knowledgeable about this. As a knowledge cleric, she is, correct about some of the berries and such that are around the area. And of course, the heavy rain-soaked clouds kind of start to move slowly across the sky. The raindrops, kind of become a bit larger and land with loud thumps in the puddles of mud that have come up off the on the trail as you move off into this copse of trees. You do find a small little glade. Of course, crashes of thunder, flashes of lightning overhead kind of send eerie shadows dancing around the area. And it does look like a good place to camp, though it will be fairly miserable. Definitely will be not a very comfortable stop, but at the same time, a fairly decent place to set up camp for the evening.
Frank is got a little notebook and taking heed of what Merrick is saying. Like, okay, there, berries, good. No tracks, good. But no shelter. This is bad, right? You don't like to sleep in the rain, huh?
No, so Merrick will immediately start giving him lessons on how to tie the best knots so we can make some quick lean-tos to try to keep a little rain off.
Okay.
Oh boy, you don't do laces like this. Okay, yeah, I got stuff to learn.
Does anyone happen to do you have any tents with you? What types of gear did you bring with you for setting up your camp for the evening?
I got a shovel. I got a pot. I got an axe. I could chop some firewood.
Firewood's good. Merrick does have a bedroll. So she'll be using what she normally would put down on the ground to try to strap up some sort of lean-to cover for everyone. She also has rope. So she'll be trying to give us just a little rudimentary shelter.
Okay.
Yeah. Brother Dominic just has a bedroll and some rope are probably the only really relevant things, and torches to make sure that we can also, once we get a little bit of, maybe create a little bit of cover for ourselves, ensure that whoever might stand watch has a torch with some light.
Speaking of that, you can all work together, gathering up different areas. You can find fallen. I'm assuming that Oki is asking for everyone to look for fallen trees, things of that nature, fallen branches to start putting together a little bit of shelter from the weather outside and the rain. Obviously, with the weather the way it is, you're not going to be completely dry. You're going to get damp. Some of your stuff is going to get a little wet, but you're able to start putting together a nice camp for you to set up camp. A nice area for you to set up camp in. And speaking of which, go ahead and give me a watch order. You can watch for 2 hours and still have 6 hours of uninterrupted 6 hours of sleep for a long rest, which is an 8-hour rest. So how would you like to set up your watches for this evening? It's probably about maybe the third or fourth night that you've been out on this kind of patrol together.
So Merrick would already know this, but Sarah doesn't. Do any of us have night vision or dark vision?
Unfortunately, you found that no one in your group does. You have 2 humans and a Harengon.
Gotcha.
Whoa. When's the last time that has happened in a D&D party?
And there's only 1 4th level and 3 first level characters.
We'll be fine.
Merrick will, she does not care what watch that she takes. And I'm wondering, does light still work if I'm sleeping? I know it's only 1 hour, but if I take the first watch and then cast a light spell somewhere, would the next person at least have an hour of?
Sure, because it's not concentration, and you're not. Something hasn't caused you to lose the concentration. But of course, everyone, like as mentioned, a lot of people have torches as well.
Okay. Merrick will volunteer to go first, but she's also very flexible.
Sounds good.
Go.
I'll go second if that suits everyone.
Dominic will take third.
And that leaves Loki fourth.
All right. So, give me 1 second here. All right, so Dominic, Frank, and Oki bed down for the evening. Merrick, you are up for the first watch. How would you like to patrol the area? You have a small copse of trees. You're very close to the trail, maybe about 10, 15 feet off the trail. A number of trees. I mean, it's not extremely thick around you, but there are a number of boulders and such like that because of the craggy, hilly area. Do you want to like perch up in a tree? Do you want to set up like on a boulder nearby? Do you actually want to walk patrol around the camp? How would you like to go about your camp that evening?
I think the first thing I'm going to do is cast aid
Okay.
on myself and all my allies. No, I will just choose it on my allies. I get up to 3 creatures.
Okay.
So I will put aid on Dominic, Frank, and Oki. So you all get 5 temporary hit points for the next 8 hours.
Nice.
Oh, it actually increases your maximum hit points by
Right.
5, which is even better. And then I will find a rock that has a good higher vantage point.
Okay.
Because Merrick thinks, the higher she is, the further out she'll be able to see there. And I will cast light kind of on the opposite side, so I'll be just on the outside fringe of the light spell, but then I can see even further in the other direction, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And I will just take station up on a high rock.
All right, well, do me a favor then and give me a perception check while you're on watch. 22.
I feel very alert.
Yes, you are, and you do happen to hear movement in the brush nearby.
Well, I want my team to get their rest, so I will go check it out by myself before I wake everyone up. I'll just try to spot it.
Okay. You happen to note right near the camp, because you, like I said, they're camped around the campfire. You found yourself a fairly nice sized rock to set up your watch on. You placed a light spell off on the opposite side of the camp, and you do note that there are 2 figures at first, but then it appears that there are 3 kind of slowly moving out just near the edges of the trees, looking at your companions, and they definitely seem as if they're ready to pounce.
I will start off by loudly saying, "I see you! Just get away! Don't make me wake them up! You don't want that trouble!" And see if I can just scare them off.
All right, well, let's go ahead and first have Frank, Oki, and Dominic give me a perception check at disadvantage since you are sleeping. All right. Brother Dominic and Oki, you hear Merrick shouting something out loud. Frank, you're just snoozing away, having dreams of, cobbling and stuff like that. But let me bring everyone over to the map here, as these creatures are going to move to engage you. You do note, Merrick, you're down here on this rock. Now you should see yourself there. You cast the light spell up here on this rock, and your companions are here in the middle of the camp. Let me put that on the map there. And you notice one of these creatures, very odd looking, with kind of hooded cloaks. And you notice another, perhaps, let me check your vision over here. You do note another one over here as well, and you hear movement just outside your vision over to the west. Everyone go ahead and roll me initiative. Select your token, give me an initiative roll, and then Frank, you are going to be basically unconscious. I will allow you a perception check at the end of your turn at advantage, or disadvantage, I should say, unless someone rouses you from your sleep. Dominic and Oki, you will start your turn prone. Okay?
Can't hear you sleeping.
Rock and roll, rock and roll. All right. Let me put the round number in there. And the first to react is Dominic. Waking
All right.
up, rousing yourself, you're again lying on the ground there on your near your bedroll. You see a creature to the east of you, and you see a creature to the west of you, I believe, with your vision, with the light that's around your area. Yes, you can see them both.
All right. We'll use half my movement to stand up. Grab my quarterstaff. Creak a little bit as I stand up a bit and say, "State your business, or be on your way. Leave us alone." And we'll walk over 5 feet and prod Frank with the butt of the staff to wake him up a little bit.
Oh, I should
And then
probably, my apologies, Sid. I should probably roll the bad guys into initiative, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Watch. Oh, they beat me.
Oh, boo! What, they weren't intimidated
That's okay.
by
That's okay.
a little halfling on a rock?
That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm going to actually move them down to an 18 since I did not roll them into initiative to start with.
All right.
Not going to stop Dominic from doing that. So yes, you can rouse Frank. Frank, you are now unconscious, just like, or you are now conscious and awake, just like Oki. But again, you are prone to start your turn.
Birkenstocks. What's going on?
And then, if that's like an interaction with an object or something.
Sure, it's
basically
free
my
action.
Yeah, for free action. Then my action will just be to ready an attack if anything comes within 5 feet.
Okay.
Okay, 5 feet. And that's it.
All right, the creatures are up. The first thing that this one's going to do is going to kind of move down here behind the rock a little bit, and it is going to fire a short bow at Merrick. It is going to miss Merrick with a 14. As an arrow flies by your head, Merrick, as these creatures start shouting in some language to each other. What languages do you speak, Merrick?
Common, Draconic, Dwarfish, Gnomish,
They are
Goblin.
speaking in Draconic. They're like, you hear them shouting, "Kill them and take their belongings."
Would I assume kobolds?
You could easily assume kobolds. Now that you hear their voices, you see this one kind of move out of the trees a little bit into this area. You can see the hood does have kind of cover up. You see a snout sticking out of it. Very scaly, almost reptilian in its appearance, with almost dog-like nose at the tip of its snout, with some jagged teeth, and shouting to the others. The other one will step out here. And what was your action, Dominic, to dodge?
No, it was to ready an action. So I'm.
Ready to attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready an attack.
This one's going to step out here and it's going to fire at you with its short bow. An AC of 8.
That is a solid hit right to my midsection.
As the arrow strikes right into your side of your gut, piercing deeply, doing 8 points of damage. And it's kind of sensing perhaps maybe some blood in the air, is going to continue moving after it fires. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there.
All right.
And this final one over here is going to step up onto the road a little bit and fire at Frank. Frank, you are prone, so it is going to have disadvantage with its attack.
Sweet.
Missing, then it's going to continue its movement as well.
And Mitch, would Dominic get his held action?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
Yes. I was just finishing their actions first before we went to the ready action. So yes, go ahead.
Finish this guy, and then I will take my ready action.
No, you go ahead. You're ready to go.
Okay. All right. So he's swinging with a two-handed quarterstaff at the one that's right in front of me.
That unfortunately will miss.
Distracted by the arrow in my side. All right.
Perhaps. That brings us to Frank.
Frank will stand up and move over here. Say, "Oh, you lot are in for it. You strike me as the type that would wear socks with sandals." And I'm gonna rage and then go ahead and attack this one here with my great axe,
Okay.
getting an 8.
I am assuming that you're medium-sized Harengon, right?
That is correct.
Okay, just making sure. All right, an 8 unfortunately will miss as the creature, I believe they're wearing some sort of leather armor, kind of just jumps to the side a little bit as your axe comes slashing down into the grass, the muddy grass beneath its feet.
Yeah, I spin all the way around. Like I said, new with this, everybody. Bear with me a moment.
End of turn?
That's it.
Miracle unmute herself and run forward 5 to get in the center of everyone and say, "Don't worry, I will heal you." But the first thing she's going to cast bless.
Okay.
So I will bless
Yay.
Frank, Dominic, and Oki. And do I have any good bonus actions? No, I have. Oh, nope. They're all my bonus actions are also spells. So
Gotcha.
that will be it for her turn.
All right, Oki, back to you. Or I'm sorry, first to you. There we go.
I may have a slight vision problem unless he is black.
1 second. Double check your lighting, your vision. Oh, your vision, you do have vision, but it was not turned on. There we go.
Okay, now I see some things. Right, and presumably everything I don't recognize is an enemy. Cool.
Yes, this one has a little bit of cover being behind this boulder. But you can still see that it's there, and then you do see one right beside Dominic. Dominic does have a massive gut wound as an arrow is sticking out of it, and then Frank is just pulling his great axe out of the muddied ground.
Okay, I will get up half movement speed, I think, to do that.
Yep.
Then, oops, that just sent me all the way off the map for some reason. Okay,
My apologies, all I forgot to bring bring some to the battle map.
Okay, rest of the movement to get there, and I am going to cast Primal Savagery and attack that one there.
Okay. That will indeed hit with a 20, kind of coming up beside it, creeping around from the other side. Its eyes are focused on Dominic. You're able to slash out with the Primal Savagery, dealing 4 acid damage to the creature.
And I cannot... No bonus actions, I've got no more movement, that's going to be it.
All right, top of the round, back to you, Dominic.
All right. Gritting my teeth, going to swing again with 2 hands on this quarterstaff.
Okay.
Even with the bless, I'm assuming that hits.
That will definitely strike true.
All right. So that's the quarterstaff at 1d8 plus 2. 5.
5 points.
Same one that Oki just hit.
Yep.
So that's one. And then that allows me to use then my bonus action as my second attack.
For your unarmed strike? Yep.
Yep. So let's see. I said I have to let go of one arm on the.
Yeah, or you can kick.
Yeah, right. There we go. That's a good point.
I mean, you're a monk, right?
Yeah, kick him in the shin. I mean, I'm an old monk, but kick him in the shin. Let's see. Add the bless. 16.
So, Merrick, what deity do you worship, by the way, as a cleric?
Oh, goodness gracious. Hopefully I wrote this down.
Ogma, perhaps?
Well, let me get back to you on that on my turn, as I did not write it down on my sheet.
The blessing the blessing from the god of knowledge does indeed, Oki, kind of flow through your attack, and with the bless, you do strike true with your unarmed strike.
Another 3 damage.
almost felling the beast in front of you, but the creature kind of staggers back a little bit, and you see the bloodlust kind of return to its eyes again. It is
right, that is
barely
good.
standing, however. All right, the bad guys are up. You note that this one here drops his bow and pulls his short sword. Is going to engage Merrick. This one is going to move over to here, just around the side of Frank, so that these creatures can engage their special trait.
Oh no, not pack tactics.
So Frank, this one's going to
Merrick,
attack
say that
you.
out loud.
This one is going to actually use their sword to attack you twice. Ooh, for 9 piercing, but luckily you're raging. So you will only take 4 points of piercing damage from that one.
Aha.
And its next attack will hit for 2 piercing. This one's going to take 1 attack at Dominic and then 1 attack at Oki. The first one at Dominic will be with advantage. Dealing 8 piercing, putting Dominic to 1 hit point. And this one attacking Oki is not at advantage because, I mean, they are kobolds, they do have pack tactics, but it was just in the thick of battle. It's almost ready to die. It's not really sure what's going on. It's just going to lash out at Oki. Missing Oki. And then the one that is on Merrick will take 2 short sword attacks as well. And will miss with both of them. Frank, you're up.
You're stabbing a guy while he's down, and I'll try and pull my great axe out of the mud, and that will essentially equate me then over pulling and getting kind of lost in the swing of that, and maybe hitting this guy. So I'm gonna attack with an extra D4. Padow. 15.
And this is the one that is wounded already?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one. No, that one will definitely hit as well as you feel the blessing of the God of Knowledge kind of guide your great axe.
All right, so I'm gonna add a 2 to this for my rage damage.
Oof.
Wow.
Ooh, max damage.
That creature lashes out, screams out as your axe kind of comes down with a blessing and kind of just splits it in twain, as it were, dropping the creature to the ground dead.
Oh gosh, so sorry. So well, I guess not. Oh, okay. Anyway, next. And let's see. I'm gonna move here to hopefully block that one being able to like move around and get to pack tactics with the other one. And that's it.
Okay. Merrick.
Merrick will say, Ogma will show us the way. And seeing that this one is closest to Frank, or closest to Dominic, she will try to take it out. And she will do healing word on Dominic
Okay.
at 2nd level. So
Nice.
9
back.
there. And then I will toll the dead on that one that is next to Dominic.
Okay. It will attempt as a wisdom saving throw. Your DC is a 14, correct?
Correct.
Ooh! It will succeed on its wisdom save.
Merrick will say, wait, these aren't supposed to be very wise. How could that be possible?
That's true. Anything else for Merrick?
Nope, that'll do.
All right, Oki, back around to you.
Well, see if wisdom can save them from this. And he's going to cast Primal Savagery again and bite at it.
Okay. That will strike true as you kind of lash onto its neck and kind of thrash it around a little bit, throwing it to the ground. Lifeless body falling right beside the freshly healed Dominic.
Okay, that's me.
Any movement?
Oh, maybe I'll go other side of the campfire. That's good enough.
All right, back to the top of the round. Dominic,
All right. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and say, well, one good turn deserves another, my friend, to Merrick, and will swing his quarterstaff to try to get this last one off of her.
Okay.
So, quarterstaff. That's going to miss even with the bless, but it will allow me to at least do an unarmed strike again with kicking this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Missing with that too. I am just still reeling from pain.
Your old creaky bones too. I mean, you just kind of just took all that damage, were healed, and then had to make your way around Oki, and just perhaps maybe don't have it in you as you make it around, swinging the staff and trying to kick out weakly at the creature. Luckily for you, it didn't necessarily really notice that you had come up to it, and is going to keep its attention focused on Merrick. However, it does see that 2 of its companions are down, so let's make an intelligence check for it.
You're shockingly wise and intelligent.
It
Shockingly.
kind of looks at you all, and it is going to actually take the disengage action. Start to run. Frank, you're up.
Let's see. I'm not full of bloodlust by any means. I'll just take about half my movement and say, "Yeah, that's right. You get to stepping." And I'll shake my fist in the air, that holding my axe, and then seeing that he keeps running, I'll think that it's working, and I'll shake my fist even harder.
All right. Merrick.
Merrick is also not full of bloodlust, but she will inform the rest of the group that we need to be very vigilant because there could be a dragon around, and she will start to do a dissertation on kobolds.
Any other
But
action?
She will not lay chase. No.
All right, Oki.
Same, I don't think it's worth chasing this thing into the woods. It'll probably just lead us into danger.
All right, Dominic.
Oh yeah, I'm in no place to go chasing, especially on my own. Dominic will slump down to the ground and catch his breath.
All right. With no one really giving chase, the creature, the kobold, will kind of scurry off into the underbrush and away from your group, taking you out of combat.
Either we won't be seeing that one again, or it'll come back with friends.
Perhaps, you don't know.
Here's hoping it's not friends.
But you do have 2 of their corpses that are still here.
We should look at what's on them. Merrick will go over and start investigating, seeing what she can find.
As you're looking through the corpses, you note that they carry a collective total of 8 gold in different coins through their raggedy pouches. One of them has a half-eaten mouse in its pouch as well. And you do note the familiar sign of a potion of healing in one of their pouches. Obviously not the one that was down to 1 hit point for the longest time.
Excellent. Would Merrick recognize that?
Yes, easily a potion of healing. You also note that one of them seems to have a silver stud earring, kind of set with a round piece of polished jet that's worth 25 gold as well. And in one of their satchels, they seem to have what appears to be some sort of journal or book.
Ooh, Merrick would be most interested in the journal and book. More, she'd hand off the earring to Oki or actually she'd hand it to Frank and suggest that the earring would look quite dashing in his long ears, but immediately take to reading the book.
Okay.
Well, if you say so, and I'll just bend one of my ears down, bite through it with my mouth, and then stick the earring in.
Fair enough. There was a little bit of the camp was, of course, traipsing through the creatures. Everyone moving around kind of very quickly, kind of put the camp in disarray. But you can start to work on that as Merrick kind of pours through the journal. You note that the journal belongs to a person named Tom Hurek. Sorry, Tom Hurek. Let me put the name in chat for you. Put that in the Twitch chat as well. And spending about an hour reading the journal as your companions are finishing setting up the, readjusting the camp, cleaning up the camp a little bit to get ready to settle back down for a long rest. You do note that it seemed that Tolm was an adventurer from Neverwinter who believes that he's discovered an entrance to a place known as Kundrakar, which is a legendary site that people have talked about in this region for some time. For those watching also, Kundrakar is also the area for the Forge of Fury, as this kind of is a companion adventure that would lead into the Forge of Fury. But you do note also that there is here's a little bit of that was in his journal, which you can share with your companions as well.
Oh, and Merrick shares this like it is the most interesting, knowledgeable, like she shares it like everyone cares as much as she does about knowledge.
So you all should be able to see the handout?
Mhm.
Yep.
Tamora's done give me a big old fat kiss today.
That's cracking me up.
I was cleverly hid behind stone and bush, but I found a tunnel that I reckon will lead me neatly into the mountain, sparing me all that pesky mucking about with orcs and whatnot. Getting my rest in now, and on the morrow I go. And tucked into the back of the journal is a simple hand-drawn map.
That's a beautifully done map.
Maps are the best.
And you'll note on the western side of the map it says Tuluscan, and then of course to the right it says Mirabar. You find yourselves right around the bridge area, which is kind of just south of the Dark Mirror. And this X that Tome has marked down does seem to be through the Dark Mirror, which is a kind of a boggy, swampy area that you've heard about, haven't really transversed very much yourself before, but it does seem that if this adventurer went off on by themselves, they might have found this entrance. This entrance would definitely, obviously, be of great information to give to the Emerald Enclave, especially if these kobolds might be from this area, because somehow they had to retrieve Tolm's journal and such like that.
So we're escorting a carriage, right?
No, you're kind of between caravans at the moment, but just working kind of, you've been helping Oki and Dominic with the requests from the Emerald Enclave to find out what's been going on with the rumored bandits in the area and such like that.
We should definitely check this out.
Did we have any reports about the bandits? Were they the kobolds, or were they more typical bandits?
What you recall is that they had mentioned that they were non-human bandits.
Oh, so they could be associated.
Oh, we need to be beware of dragons, though. Kobolds? Where kobolds go, dragons usually follow. Merrick will say, like, she absolutely knows what's going on.
But yes, you can, after cleaning up the camp, getting that information out of there, you can go ahead and get back to your watch, Merrick. Your companions can go ahead and bed back down for the evening, and everyone takes their watch, and the rest of the night passes by uneventfully without incident, so everyone may take the benefits of a long rest. Keep in mind, after your long rest, the aid spell will disappear. From here, you can easily make your way through the Dark Mare to this area located on the map, or if you want to stop off at Blazingdale beforehand to perhaps maybe pick up any provisions, you can do so as well. You do have 25 gold piece studded earring, and of course 8 other gold pieces from the creatures if you want to go through Blazingdale and pick up anything like maybe healer's kits or anything else of that nature. You also have the potion of healing if anyone wants to carry that for the duration of the adventure. Keep in mind, it is Adventurers League. At the end of the session, if that potion of healing is not used, you will all get a copy of that.
For emergency purposes, I'd vote that Dominic keeps it for the time being.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure.
And how many times did we level up in the long rest?
0. But nice try.
Yeah, I was just asking.
You never know.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Merrick. I don't know if we get out of that alive without you.
Yeah. Your aid, literal spell aid, and your general aid were singularly important for us surviving.
Merrick is clever. She'll keep you alive.
So I am going to, if we are planning to travel into Blazingdale, I might buy a couple of kits.
Sure, it's kind of like you can actually make your way into Blazingdale. If you note the map there, you guys are near the bridge area. You can make your way into the town itself. The town itself has it's home to about maybe a population of about maybe 2,000 or so. Oops, sorry, give me 1 second here. There we go. Of course, itself is about 30 miles south of the Stone Tooth, which will take you about probably 3 days on foot to make your way through the mare to this little X marks the spot. That was on Tome's map.
Right.
And Merrick does have another potion of healing on her.
Okay.
Which she will give you, Oki, with the instructions of, if I go down, use this to get me back up, because I'll get everybody else back up. So specific instructions that this one is for her.
Gotcha.
And she will lecture him on how to use it and how to administer it and all that good stuff, assuming he's never seen a potion of healing before.
Gotcha.
Yes, well, funny thing is the herbalism kit I have proficiency in, which means I probably know how to make them, so... Anyway.
There you go. Yeah.
Merrick's just like that.
Again,
She will be impressed
quirky.
when you make one, though. She will be impressed when you make one.
But yeah, you can go ahead and make your way the next morning to Blazingdale. Are able to Oki pick up your healer's kit and herbalism kit. Is there anything else anyone wishes to purchase? You can easily take the time that day to kind of recuperate. Perhaps Frank and Dominic and Oki, your first encounter as adventurers, kind of being out in the wild out on your own. Might have been, a little bit of a harrowing experience, but you survived it. You find yourselves in Blazingdale. The rest of the day, you can pick up what you need. Can easily start to make your way out the next morning to investigate where Tome had found this area. Unless there's anything else you want to do before heading out.
No. Sorry, go ahead, Dominic.
Nope, that was it. I had nothing to do.
Just checking out my new jewelry. Merrick said it looks good, and she knows everything, so...
If she hears that, her chest puffs up a little bit. She's very excited.
Interesting.
All right, give me 1 second here. Huh. I'm going to issue my roll 20. Give me 1 second. I gotta restart it here. Refresh.
As we are talking about gear and shopping, Merrick will offer to lend her light crossbow to someone. If anyone in the team could use a light crossbow.
I mean, I'm big and strong. I could handle a heavy crossbow if you need me to.
I don't have one of those, and they're kind of expensive unless you have one.
Oh no, I
But-
just have a couple of hand axes, this here javelin, this here great axe. I got some common clothes, I got some my cobbler's tool, and I won't stop until I've listed everything in my inventory.
Merrick is taking note. So I will go ahead and give Frank this light crossbow, just in case he needs range for something.
Okay.
And 40 crossbow bolts. On loan, she says.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, all good with the shopping.
All right. So you're able to finish up your shopping, such like that, finish up the day in Blazingdale, and are able to start making your way up to this area that Tome had marked on their small little map. Kind of making your way through the dark mares, a very murky and mucky, stinky swamp. The water fetid and very questionable to drink. As you start, you march through the bog. Again, it takes you a couple of days, fairly uneventful, traveling through, fairly quiet, making your way through the dark mare. Of course, the occasional jumping of unseen animals into the boggy waters around. Everyone go ahead and actually give me a group survival check, if you would.
I don't have
Nice.
police on that. That should have been a 10.
No problem. Yeah, 10 is your DC. You're able to make your way with 3 successes out of the 4 checks to make your way through the bog and the marsh fairly easily. I mean, the traveling is a little bit, takes a bit of time, but you're able to find patches of dry ground and trails and use some game trails that lead through the area. But eventually it does come out to an area where you do note that there does seem to be a small little what appears to be perhaps maybe some undergrowth, where there does seem to be like kind of slogging through the marsh, where the map kind of indicated. Kind of took a little bit longer, but you kind of get to the edge of this area. You do see the stone tooth kind of stands tall over you, and you do see a cleft in the stone wall, kind of hidden beneath some thick undergrowth. As you make your way to that area, you do happen to note in front of the undergrowth, right kind of where you stand, is a swollen and moldering body of what appears to be a human male, kind of lies in a heap beside the remains of his camp. You do note that a cloud of buzzing flies kind of scatters from the body in response to your arrival.
Does he look like he was, I don't know, stabbed, murdered?
Go ahead and give me a nature check or a medicine check.
Ooh,
Great
good
roll.
one.
Ooh, there you go.
And can Merrick determine how long he's been dead?
It does seem as if he was definitely killed by the kobolds. You do note that there are piercing marks that definitely match those of what Dominic took to the stomach with their arrows. You do note that there are other smaller holes that, as you mentioned them, Oki, American, with their knowledge, of course, can mention that kobolds do sometimes use blowguns. You notice there's a couple of punctures of small little needle-like things that, of course, nothing remains on the body itself. But you do
So,
note. Go ahead.
I bet this is probably Thulm.
Yes, indeed, it does seem to be that this does seem to be the body of Thulm Hrek.
And Merrick doesn't like this at all and will cast aid on the group.
Okay.
This doesn't seem safe. It looks like we're in dangerous territory.
Well, that said, we know who killed him because we killed them. So,
Good point, but one did get away.
true. Who knows where he could be?
So 5 hit points to everyone for 8 hours.
Nice.
And you will note that most of his belongings have been stripped away, carrying nothing of value on his person. But you do note that there seems to be an entrance into this stone cleft behind the underbrush, just to this area here. But before we head inside and see what's inside there, we do have an ad break coming up here in just about a minute. So let's go ahead and take our first break of the evening. Those watching, stretch your legs, grab some snacks, use the restroom, refresh your beverages, and we will see you on the other side of the ad break. So stick around. We'll be back in a few. All right, and we're back on this side of the ad break. Thank you for sticking around with us. The characters find themselves near a corpse, which they can correctly assume is the corpse of Thalm Hrek. And again, you did note through the underbrush there does seem to be some sort of entrance in the stone cleft that kind of is down below this area known as the Stone Tooth, this rocky pillar in the middle of these mountainous hilly region just north of Blazingdale.
So you think this place is a dragon slayer, Merrick?
Eric's muted if you're responding.
Oh, yes, thank you. I forgot I muted myself. I do, and I will just go forward and tell him all the things I know about the connections between kobolds and dragons, and that kobolds are tricky, and we should be looking out for traps, because they frequently trap their lairs, and they always have lairs near dragons, and she's so confident that we're going to kill a dragon.
Oh, this
Level
will kill us.
ones! This is Dungeons and Dragons!
Well, let's check the place out, I suppose.
All right. Well, if you want to proceed and follow Merrick's ideas, everyone, as you start to approach, give me a perception check. Indeed. Even though the undergrowth is fairly thick, you indeed do note that there is a tripwire. It kind of runs right out of the undergrowth, right across this area here. You can see that.
Kobolds are trixies.
As you kind of approach and get a little bit closer, Dominic, there, which you did note as well, you can see that what appears to be a tripwire is strung across the entrance. That might be something, perhaps maybe Merrick had mentioned it, known as a kobold warren, perhaps. And it does seem, as you follow kind of the tripwire up, it does seem to release a string that's kind of up just a little bit above, about your head height, as the tunnel is a little bit low. Medium-sized creatures might have to stoop a bit. Luckily, you don't have any like bugbears or Goliaths with you, so you shouldn't have any problems traversing the tunnel in front of you. But you do note that there's a string of hollowed-out pieces of bone and metal and wood that would kind of fall out. Perhaps maybe letting it be known that someone is near the entrance of this little encampment, whatever might be beyond inside the tunnels.
Does it
Oh,
look like
so,
we could easily step over it, or would we need to disable it?
You could easily disable it. Seeing how rudimentary and crude it is, you can easily disable it without any problems whatsoever. Give me one moment, Oki.
There we are.
So yeah, let me go ahead and remove the little trap there. And you can see the tunnel before you. You note that this corridor is about 10 foot wide, 5 to 10 feet wide here and there, and a little bit just over 8 foot high. Not extremely tall compared to some other dungeons and such. Perhaps maybe Merrick, you might have been through a chamber or two, or different tunnels and such. Maybe 10, 15 feet. This definitely a little bit shorter, about 8 foot tall. You do note that there are fairly smooth walls that you can see in front of you, made of hewn stone.
Does it look carved, or does it look like dragon breath blew it out?
It does look carved.
Okay. Merrick will
That
note
might
that
have
to
been
everyone.
carved by a dragon. You don't know. Perhaps, maybe. You don't have to admit that you don't know that, though.
Well, I will tell the team that I think this is a little small for an adult dragon. You have 8 feet. This is probably not their main entrance.
But you
Merrick,
do. I
is
will.
this a dungeon?
Well, maybe. Dragons have very elaborate layers.
Oh, jeez, this is my first dungeon. Okay, get it together, Frank. You're gonna be fine.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. I give him a pep talk.
But you do note that the smell coming from this entrance area kind of smells like rotted straw and vegetation and a little bit of fetid water. And it does seem coming out just a slight breeze, as the interior does seem to be a bit warmer than the outside here and a little bit more humid.
I don't know about dragons, but I bet there's more kobolds in there.
Merrick will tread in just a little bit first and see carefully, looking
Okay.
for traps every step.
Okay. Do you want to go in quietly? Do you want to just head in normally? How would you like to proceed?
I think quietly.
Well, let's go ahead then and give me a group stealth check.
I think this is a good use of time to use inspiration.
Okay.
I wish I would have thought of that.
Nice. Well, the monk and the druid are fairly quiet, that makes 2 successes. So they're able to mention to Frank, kind of traipsing through the undergrowth to kind of step here, step there. They can help Merrick as she gets to the entrance to kind of watch some of the loose stone on the ground. Go ahead.
I realized Merrick will turn around and say, "Frank, watch out for the stones," and he can re-roll that one.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Even better.
Merrick meant all the stones, Frank.
I literally just keep kicking the stones, hitting my wall, or banging my axe against the wall, and to no one in particular, just keep going. Oh, sorry, first dungeon. Sorry, first dungeon. Sorry, first dungeon. First dungeon. Sorry, first dungeon.
But with the success of Oki and Brother Dominic, your group stealth check is a success. And you do note, Merrick, in front of you, drops down. There seems to be a little drop down, about 5 feet or so, to a little bit lower level beneath you, in front of you.
As Merrick is also pretty clanky, and realizing that as she's trying to stealth,
Okay.
she asks Oki or Brother Dominic if they would like to go out in front a little bit, maybe
Could give it a try, I suppose.
scout
On the
it.
flip side, are you able to see in darkness, Merrick?
No, so I will go ahead and cast a light spell on whoever wants to go out in front.
I'll risk it, I suppose.
Frank, do you want to, if you want, for the light, because it is dark ahead of you, if you want to carry a torch for now behind you to help give a little bit of illumination to your companions, you could do so as well.
Merrick, should I do that?
Yeah, seeing is better. Seeing is good. Yep, we should do that.
All right, hold on. I pull out a torch, I put it in my mouth to hold it, and then I pull out my notepad and I write, "Torch is good." And then I put it back, and then I light the torch, and I'm ready to go.
All right. So you may continue on. Everyone should have some vision heading into the tunnels.
All
As you're making your way through, you don't really note any other small little traps at the moment, Oki. But you do start to hear a little bit of chittering up ahead.
There's noises up there.
What
Be quiet.
languages do you speak?
Just common, druidic, elvish, sylvan, so probably not draconic.
Yeah, nothing that you can recognize, but it does seem similar to the noises that the creatures that attacked your campsite 4 nights prior, the sounds that they'd made. I mean, that's emblazoned in your mind, the sounds that they were making.
Yeah.
Being it was your first combat as an adventurer.
And I will also put guidance on Oki before he gets out of my touch
Okay,
range. As he
sure.
walks by me, I will tap him with
All right.
guidance. I'm trying to
And
stay
I'll just
close-ish, but not too close.
creeping along here.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as you're getting closer there, again, your group stealth check is still working, and the chittering is getting just a slightly bit louder, not too extreme. But from your vantage point, Oki, as you get to that point, kind of looking around the bend in the fairly cramped tunnel you're traveling through, you see the ground there. You see a couple of rocks, of course, scattered there. From your current vision, you do note that there's the area is kind of covered with a number of piles of straw, some cloth and leaves, most of which are wet and smelly. There are a few small openings in the walls here and there. There does seem to be different types of graffiti on the walls. Crude pictures painted on the walls and such like that, mostly depicting kobolds doing horrible things to other creatures, especially starting at the area where you're at there. But you note, as you're looking in, unawares of your approach, there seems to be a kobold wrestling, kind of play wrestling with what appears to be a large giant weasel.
Oh, well, that's a new one. And I'll wave Merrick forward. There's a couple of them just up there, or well, one. What do you think?
You can definitely hear that there's more than just the one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Would I know what that weasel, the description of the weasel by any chance?
Oh, Okin can easily tell you he's a druid. He can tell you it's a giant weasel.
Okay, just a
Yeah.
giant weasel.
I
Do
don't know
they
what to do with
ride
it.
them?
Does it have like a saddle or something, or is it just a weasel?
Just a giant weasel. They seem to be play wrestling.
Okay.
No, I think they're just playing.
Should we surprise them and get the jump on them? I think we should.
Well, how many of them are there though? It's better that we surprise them than the other way around, I suppose. But
You do know there is a rock in front of you if you want to creep up a little bit forward. Can you see that rock in your vision?
oh yeah, okay, I can creep up, I guess, to here. You're saying?
Sure. You can see that there are 3 of them playing with the weasel. That sounded a little weird. My apologies, viewers. Wrestling with the creature.
Dominic, what's going on?
I can't see. It's something with a weasel.
Okay.
Do weasels eat your kind of creatures, or do you eat weasels?
A little of column A and a little of column B.
I will put bless on everyone
Okay.
and suggest that we charge them. But Merrick will also, if Oki doesn't charge, she won't.
Okay. I will, obviously, if you can cast Bless, and then we can go into initiative, and they would have the surprise condition since they will not be able to beat your DC for their passive perceptions. So go ahead and select your tokens and roll initiative. Oh, they should not have.
Hey, Merrick, does a natural 1 initiative get rerolled too?
I don't think so. I will defer to Mitch on that.
Go ahead and throw up your bountiful luck and your luck as a halfling. I believe it would. You only have so many uses of your bountiful luck, though.
No, my bountiful luck is unlimited.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. It's just a reaction, so I can only use it once per round.
If you want to use that on their initiative, you should be able to, yeah. If it's a D20. Ability check, yes. Initiative is an ability check.
Okay. Can I say, Get ready. Get really get ready.
I need to.
Merrick's bountiful luck is amazing.
So helpful. So helpful.
My luck is not amazing, though, so it was slightly better, but still less.
All right, we'll sort
We'll
the.
just say I was sort of distracted.
We'll sort the initiative. The kobolds will not be able to move or to use any reactions. You will have advantage on your first attack against them as they are surprised. And they will lose their surprise condition at the end of their turn. The same with the weasel, I believe. Let me double check. If the weasel has keen senses, they will not be surprised. So let me double check the weasel's. Actually, the weasel does have keen senses, so the weasel will not be surprised by your group. But Frank, you're the first to act as Merrick says, "I say we charge them."
All right, you weasels, here I come. See what I did? Okay, sorry, first dungeon.
Do you bunny hop or anything?
Well, it's only 8 feet tall, right? The cave.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can hop over people.
You can go. I'll let you go ahead and definitely hop through Merrick without a problem, as Merrick is a Lightfoot halfling. So you can kind of like get your start with.
I think I got stuck in the wall, unfortunately, Mitch.
No
Sorry
worries.
about that.
No worries. Let's see. So we'll go 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will get you there. Let me see. A bonus action to jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus. And your proficiency bonus is 2 right now or 1?
Yeah, it's just 2 right now. So it's
so
only
10 feet. So you can actually, I'll go ahead and give you an extra 10 foot, or actually give you an extra 5 feet. You can go up to here if you want.
Perfect. In that case, I'll just look at the kobold and say, like, I guess, I mean, this is what we're doing. So, and I'll swing with my great axe.
Okay.
Oh, with advantage, but because of surprise, you mind if I just click to reroll in case I crit?
That is fine.
Don't. 11 slashing, but I'm not raging, so it's just 11.
The creature falls to the ground dead. As you kind of sneak up behind it and hack it in half, like cleft it in twain, like the opposite way from the first time.
Oh, jeez, Sam. Okay, and I'll look at my axe like,
turn it off.
What's going on? And what do these kobolds? Just because their tokens look, do they seem any different? Do they look less murderous?
They all do seem to be equipped with clubs, and as mentioned by Oki earlier, you also note that they do seem to have blowguns on them.
Oh, okay, and they murdered that fella. So I am just surprised at the level of violence I'm able to achieve, and they won't attack me because of surprise, so I won't rage, and I'll just stay there.
All right, Merrick, you are up. Of course, being a Lightfoot halfling, you can move through your companions without any problem.
There we go. I will get down to there and get out of everybody's way, clear the way a little bit. And I will start off casting blindness and deafness on the weasel, as I think the weasel is our biggest enemy here.
All right.
And Constitution 14.
Attempting its Constitution saving throw. It will fail. Do you want to be blind? Do you want to be deaf?
I would like it to be blind, please.
Okay. Anything else for Merrick? It is blind.
That is it for me. Actually, I'll step back just a little bit.
Okay.
But everybody can easily get by me there.
All right. The commoners, their surprise condition ends as they kind of look up from the play wrestling with the creature, and you note that they have a look of alarm on their faces. The weasel is blind, but it starts kind of sniffing the air and moves over the direction of Frank. It will have disadvantage on its attack rolls, but with its keen senses, it can still kind of sniff that you're there, even though it can't see. So it will bite at you with disadvantage, Frank. A 9 will miss. Dominic, you are up.
Okay. One, we're gonna move in here. Oops. 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 5 or 5. And I don't want to get up too far in front, but I'll stay here and I'm going to take the dodge action.
All right. Give them disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and you have advantage on your dexterity saves. Oki.
Oh, there we go. Microphone button didn't work. Oki's a little distracted by this whole giant weasel thing and wondering what on earth it's doing playing with kobolds. He's going to attempt this. Likely not going to work. He's going to attempt an animal handling thing to try to calm it down. I can't see him, so I don't know how this is going to work. But it's like, hey, stop the, we're friends, or I think.
Well, you would probably, even though you're still a new adventurer, you are a druid, with a creature being blind, smelling, with it still being able to smell the sense of the fear of the kobolds in the air, the blood from the other one dying, you can definitely sense that a animal handling check would be nigh impossible. But I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and let you make a check still, like kind of using some animal sounds and stuff like that to perhaps calm it down from attacking. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It's going to be a very high DC. Pardon?
Would it be disadvantage?
No, I'm not going to give you disadvantage. It's going to be a very high DC. And you do note that it calms down. The DC was 20.
Okay. So we'll say I've moved on to the rock to get close enough to do that.
Sure.
And that's likely just taken all my attention this turn, and that'll be it.
Okay. Frank, you do note that the weasel's kind of calmed down, and it actually, when I have it use its reaction to kind of move over here and kind of wander over near the wall.
Okay. All right. So the surprise round is ended then?
Correct. Well, there's not really a surprise round. The creatures just have kind of a surprise condition, basically.
Gotcha. And they no longer do.
Correct.
We went through a round. I'll say, all right. I'm sorry. This one's gonna just chop you right in half again. And we're blessed, so I'm gonna just do it regular. Oh.
Merrick yells out, "Aim a little lower. They're short."
Reroll, I'm assuming?
Bountiful luck.
Huzzah.
And with the bless of a 19, that will definitely strike true. And removing that one's head from its shoulders, that creature falls to the ground dead as well.
Oh, Ilmater, damn. Sorry. Oh, jeez. Getting messy. Buddy, if I were you, I'd just turn around.
Good job, Frank. Good job.
And then that's my turn.
All right, Merrick, you are up.
I am gonna go ahead and cast Sacred Flame on the one in front of Frank.
All right. Dexterity saving throw DC is 14. Attempting its dex save. You see the flames erupt beneath it, the radiant fire burning the creature as it falls, scorched from radiant fire to the ground dead. Taking you out of combat. Afterwards, the weasel kind of the weasel does kind of sniff around for a little bit and kind of walk over to Oki and kind of sniffs at Oki, kind of sniffing around because it can't see. I'll
find some spare food for it.
Sure. Do you want to drop concentration? Actually, blindness deafness isn't concentration, is it? Don't believe it is.
It is not. At the end of each of its turn, the target can make a Constitution saving throw. On a successful, the spell ends, and it would only last for a minute.
Yeah, so it will just kind of hang around there for a minute while you're looking around, Oki. You won't be able to help them as the weasel's kind of sticking near you after that awesome animal handling check, and we'll let you keep that as a companion for the rest of the exploration of these tunnels here, and you can give it a bonus action.
Nice.
You have to use a bonus action to kind of give it a an order, otherwise it'll just stand there and dodge.
Okay, that'll be fun.
So let me go ahead and
Awesome.
we'll put that in your journal just for such a great check. Let me go ahead and put it.
That's awesome.
Is probably a better combatant than many of us.
I'm like slushing blood out of my face and eyes and say, "Oh, what are you talking about? I'm covered in this gunk."
And your fur, everything, yeah.
Impressive job, everyone. We're doing really good.
But looking around the room, you note again, as I mentioned, there are a number of piles of straw and cloth and leaves, mostly wet and smelly and such. You do note that there are small little openings here and there on the walls, almost like the size of perhaps maybe what you think is like a mouse holes and such like that through the chambers. You notice that the walls are entirely covered in graffiti, mostly again as consisting of kobolds doing unspeakably mean things to gnomes and tall, ugly humanoids, perhaps maybe orcs, if you were to guess. And then some of the holes in the wall are a little bit larger, perhaps a foot wide and about half a foot tall. You can kind of see through them yourselves, but you can't really see much beyond that, unless you want to give me some perception checks.
Well, would Merrick know that they're to be avoided or really watched out for, that they are, that they would just stab weapons through there?
Might be a possibility. Go ahead and give me a history check. It might be a possibility, and that's also lending that information to you, is the fact that your companions do find right over here a secret door.
Oh, a secret door. They're the best.
Frank notes that in his notebook.
However, the chamber beyond it is definitely too large for Oki or Dominic or Frank to make it through. Merrick, you might be able to get through there yourself, being that you're a small creature, a small humanoid, but it would be fairly tight. Almost as definitely some small space where these kobolds might have access to secret tunnels through these warrens.
Oh, yeah, Merrick would not go off by herself, but she'd be sure to tell everybody to really look out for the holes in the wall, not walk by them without, checking them out really carefully first.
What's your passive insight, Merrick?
Place to get ambushed.
Yeah,
My passive
and for Oki
insight
too. Yeah.
is 16.
Sorry, passive what?
Insight?
15.
Yeah, the two of you could easily determine that if that trap would have been sprung at the entrance, these kobolds could probably make it through these tiny tunnels between these chambers and inside these walls. And definitely seeing the blowguns on the corpses there could perhaps supply some sort of ambushes that would make them really, really difficult to deal with through those walls. So definitely you want to be perhaps on the lookout for more traps as you travel.
And whatever we do here, we're going to have to make sure we don't get ambushed, or we don't let them know we're here, because as soon as they do, it's all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we block up that secret door in some way, so if we have to escape this way, we don't have to worry about them coming through it?
How would you like to do so?
I'd like to.
I
Looking at
mean,
my
it's
inventory.
kind of
You think we can move
vulgar,
these
but
rocks?
I do have a bunch of cobalt body parts here now.
Oh, I think that's great. We jam up the door with cobalt body parts.
I mean, nothing says don't come this way, right? I don't have to finish this sentence.
mean,
you
like I
all
said-
get it. You're
Yeah,
smart.
Like I said, the secret door's there. If you wanted to pile all the bodies up in front of it, you could do so. But at the same time, it's not going to stop all of the numerous small holes all along the walls
Can
where they
we
could still be
jam
able
that
to
up?
shoot through.
Dominic was just
we
saying,
try
why
to
don't we
block those up, just even to slow them down. Try to, just shove clothing or.
Well, like I said,
The wet
there's
leaves.
a lot of straw.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of straw, cloth, and leaves in here. If you want to take the time to do so, you can do so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where you going, Matt?
Yeah. Dominic's saying, why don't we close the secret door here
Okay.
and take like a torch or something and just jam it underneath it so that it sort of at minimum kind of blocks the door up from coming through, since I believe that's probably what we most want,
Okay.
is to keep them from coming through this. And then, yeah, Merrick, to your point, maybe we fill in some of the holes around here if we have anything to sort of at least eliminate sight inside.
yeah. And Merrick would know that they could probably pop them out pretty quickly. I mean, it's just straw and cloth, but at least that might slow them down.
Mhm. Sure.
We're running ahead.
Sure, Frank. You can do. Actually, go ahead and give me just a simple athletics check, Frank, to go through. Actually, take it with advantage since Dominic was there, kind of discussing the idea. Since Dominic can help you out.
Oops. There we go.
Yes, not a problem. You're able to jam that in there, pile the bodies up in front of the secret door. Definitely would be impassable for them to. Not, I shouldn't say impassable. It would take them a lot of time to bash that down. And you're able to stuff the northern wall there with the straw and such like that to prevent, at least make it a little bit slower for them to perhaps be able to transverse this passage if you have to escape quickly without any incident.
Crunch. Ugh, I don't like that sound. Crunch. Ugh. Excuse me. Don't like that sound. Ugh. Okay, sorry. Had to be done.
But everyone go ahead and take your bless off, as bless will have definitely expired by the time you do all of this work. Go ahead and, Oki, give me another simple animal handling check. DC is only 10 this time. Not a
Just thinking
problem.
I can still fail that.
Not a problem. So you're actually now for the rest of the adventure. I was just going to say while you were working on that, maybe the weasel got bored and it might have just went ahead and wandered off and left the caverns. But your animal handling keeps it with you, so you can use that for the rest of the adventure. But yes, Dominic, you do note that there's a tunnel continuing to the east in the southern part of the room.
All right.
Who wants to go first this time?
Oki, I mean, with that, can your friend's keen senses help being out front?
Going to be a little tricky to communicate with what it's seeing.
That's true.
Oh, if Bless is gone.
Oh yeah, he can still see, but the communication is going to be difficult. It won't be able to communicate with Oki. I mean, he can give it simple commands, but it wouldn't be able to communicate, hey, there's so many of this creature up there, or anything like that.
Right. Well, Oki, do you want to go first, or Dominic, do you want to try? Hey, Frank and I should probably hang back.
Oki, you and your weasel friend can go first.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Again, I will put guidance on Oki as he walks by me.
Okay.
And the way forward is here? Yeah, it's here.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another group stealth check, if you would, though.
I am going to use my inspiration at this
I'm going to do the
time,
same. Yeah.
so that it is just an even check.
Oops.
Look at Merrick. Nice. So Frank and Merrick this time are a little bit better with the stealth. Go ahead and give me one with the weasel too, please.
Sure.
It should have some token actions on there if you
Checks,
click on
not
it.
yet
Yeah.
checks.
Nice.
It's very sneaky.
Yes, so you guys are being very quiet going ahead with Frank, Merrick, and the giant weasel's stealth checks for your group check. And you may proceed, Oki. You get stuck, let me know.
And I'll just sneak along here a little bit until I find this turn and see what's past that. So far, I think there's a little bit of a drop, isn't there?
Yes, you do notice there's a small drop as the tunnels start to descend a little bit more.
Right, but so far no more kobolds.
Are
And
we seeing any more of those holes in the wall anywhere?
Not in this area, no.
interesting.
What about, I guess, are we keeping an eye out for more of those like tripwires or anything?
No one has mentioned anything yet.
Yeah, Merrick would definitely be on high alert for traps.
I'm
Okay.
keeping
But
a look
she's not out
behind us
front.
for any tripwires.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Okie, don't forget to look for traps.
I will tell you what. Go ahead and let's go ahead and have everyone take their inspiration back, as Dominic had mentioned, looking out for those holes in the walls, and Frank did mention something about the traps and such like that as well. So yeah. And I will go ahead then, unless you want to make actual checks every so many feet, Oki. If you want to just use your passive, that's up to you.
Passive's good. I won't roll high all the time anyway, so.
Okay.
Okay, so I will keep creeping along up here. I'm guessing that's not a slippery slope.
No, not too much. Not even really a real like a full 5 feet, maybe 4.5, or maybe between 3 and 4 feet drop down.
It's a windy tunnel, this.
As you get a little bit closer there, Oki, it does look as if the ground here in front of you with your passive seems to be a little off.
Can I take a closer look and see what might be causing that?
You sure can.
Preferably without standing on it.
As you get, you can definitely step up here to investigate it if you want. Looking at it, it does appear, and even with your passive perception, you kind of smell some fetid water, and you can tell that the ground in front of you seems to actually be a large piece of canvas painted to resemble the floor.
This looks like a pit trap of some sort. Got it. Does it look like anything bad will happen if I just pull the canvas towards us?
It doesn't appear to be. If you want to make an investigation check, you can do so.
Sure.
It doesn't appear as if anything would happen.
And you have not that guidance would help with a 3, but
Go ahead and roll it anyway, though, because you do have to apply it to the next check. Yeah, actually, the guidance would have been on the stealth check. Actually,
Well, it was a 4, whatever it was.
I'm not sure 7 makes much of a difference. So
but if you want to pull the canvas apart, pull it towards you, you can. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just
It's
to
lucky.
look at what's down there.
And nothing happens, but you do know that there is a pit about 10 foot deep that does seem to be lined, as you're looking down into it, with sharpened sticks that are immersed in a few feet of fetid, murky water.
Well, that's nice. Don't suppose we have a way over that.
Now that you know its location, you can easily avoid stepping in the pit to make your way on the other side.
All right,
go ahead
so
and pull
I'll
that out
just
there for you.
carefully navigate around it.
And you do start hearing more of that chittering up ahead of you.
I think we've got more of them ahead.
And kind of stepping up there stealthily, you do note that there does appear to be some sort of chamber beyond the area of the tunnel that you're approaching, and you hear a number of other voices up ahead. Again, that strange language that
Okay.
Merrick had recognized as Draconic.
I'm going to creep a little closer to, get a better idea of what's going on there, and I'm just hoping I don't get too close. Will I be able to go there, or would I?
That might be a little bit. Actually, that might be a little close.
Okay. So probably more like here before
Yeah.
I would actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a room up ahead here. So a few more of them. You think we
Should we
go
do
for
the
it?
same thing? Try to get the jump on him?
Can I see any of the kobolds from here?
You should have your vision, and what you can see,
Right,
you
I
should be able to
see
see a
one,
couple
or I
of
see
them.
like half of something. I'm not sure if it's a kobold or something else.
It does appear to be a kobold, one of the ones very similar to the ones that attacked you at your camp, as a matter of
Right,
fact.
so maybe a little stronger than the rest of the ones we encountered earlier. Getting the jump on him sounds good. Just have to take him down fast, and hopefully we'll have this sorted out.
I will start us off with Bless again. On Oki, Dominic, and Frank.
All right. Again, very similar to the one before. With your group stealth check, they will have a surprise condition at the start of the turn. For the first round. At the end of their turn, they will lose the surprise condition. So go ahead and roll initiative for me. Thought I took that off of them, but I apparently did not. Tier 1, level 1 characters. Merrick, you are the first to go.
Not the position I wanted to be in. I will go, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. And as a Lightfoot halfling, I can just squeeze through
Yep.
them. So 5, 10, 15. Ooh, and I will
give you an idea, you look through and you see the room has a few ratty-looking crates as well as a small table over to the north. A handful of various tools and other items lie scattered on the table beside what appears to be a handful of improvised caltrops, and a table on the northwest wall appears to contain a small alchemy set. You do note that it does appear that there might be a tunnel heading to the west a little bit. You can't really make that out from the location. And you do note that there are 4 kobolds in the room. One of which appears to be very similar to the ones, dressed very similar to the ones that attacked you at your camp. The other 2 appear to be very similar to the ones you first encountered in this warren. And this one up here looks a little bit different.
Does it look at all like a spellcaster to me, this one that looks a little different?
From what it looks like, you could not tell in any way whatsoever.
Okay. I will go ahead and attack the one closest to the door, because I don't want him to run and get other kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
So I will Sacred Flame this guy.
Okay. Attempting his dexterity save, DC is 14. He will fail, and he will erupt into radiant flame and crumple to the ground.
I will just take one more step into the room, knowing that all my companions can get by me easily, that I'm not actually blocking the space as my little halfling form. Is that true, or should I?
No, you can move. I would take one more. You can move through their spaces, but they can't move through yours. There you go.
Glad I clarified that. Okay, so I will scoot over and get out of the way.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Brings us to Oki.
All right. There is one that I can see barely just there. Do I have enough line of sight to attack that with Thorn Whip?
Sure.
Okay, so I will sort of swing that out and see if I can get a hit here.
16 will hit, even with the
Okay.
bless.
And I'm going to pull it over the rock towards us if I can.
Okay. And you pull, 10 feet?
10 feet, yep. And then I'll just give the, the weasel some gestures, like, go get him, and step over it to, I think, to here next to Merrick.
Okay. Actually, you won't be able to move through the scout space.
Can't move through the enemy space, so I'm stuck here then, am I?
Unless you want to stay back so the weasel can get in there. That's up to you.
That sounds better. Yeah, okay. Alright, and the weasel would have how much movement? Oh, there we are, character sheet. 40 feet, that's no problem. Okay. So, yep, can get to there pretty easily, and that's a bite. I mean, I'm assuming there's no complications on this.
Except for a 9 will miss.
Okay, minor complication.
Oh, wait. A 14 because it still has the surprise condition. My apologies. 14 will
right.
hit. 14 will hit.
Okay, good. And can I get it out of the way in any way? I don't think I can.
Unfortunately, not.
Already moved about 30 just to get to the. Okay.
Just so you all know, this part of the adventure is called Cramped Quarters.
Well, it sure is.
All right. At the end of the Kobold Scout's turn, it loses its surprise condition. At the end of its turn, the Kobold Inventor loses its surprise condition. At the end of the Commoner's turn, it loses the surprise condition. Dominic, you are up.
Okay. Well, I can move through Oki, so 1, 2. Move to here. I can be with the same spot as the weasel.
Yes, you guys can be in the same spot as the weasel, yes.
Okay. Try swinging at this guy in front of me. He no longer has a surprise condition, is that right?
Correct.
Alright, so it's just a regular straight up attack. I will use my inspiration on it.
Okay.
15 plus the funny how the two-handed does less damage, but two-handed, so 4.
It only does
damage
less damage
total.
because you see both of the rolls. But that is enough to defeat that one.
All right. And then, so 1, 2, 3. I will move myself a little ways in here. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And that will be turn since they're too far from my bonus action.
All right, Frank.
All right. Well, I'm excuse me. I'm in a bit of a rough spot movement-wise. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
That's only 20. It doesn't cost any extra to move to the weasel space.
Oh, great. Thank you, Mitch. So that's only 20. But I still can't get ahead.
Don't forget your bunny hop.
Yeah, I do have my bunny hop. I will move there, so that's 30, and then I'll bunny hop. Haha! Right there. Taking. Okay, and then I will attack this fella here.
Which one?
With the to my
Gotcha.
Great Axe, and you know what? Why not? I'll use my inspiration. I'll go with advantage on this one. 17.
We'll hit.
For 10 points of slashing. And it was my bonus action to do my bunny hop. So that's it.
All right. Top of the round. Merrick, back around to you.
I don't like that he is flanked And I know the regular looking cobalt is pretty weak, so I will Sacred Flame the regular looking cobalt.
Okay. It will make it save.
I mumble about how these things are much wiser than I've read that they are in books. I'm gonna hold on to any of my spells for healing. So
Okay.
I will just scoot a little further this way,
Okay.
all the way up to try to block any attempt they might have to flee in this direction.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, back around to Oki.
All right, going up, following in, 10 feet. Okay, I see how it's going there. Another 10, and I'll try to block the other exit here. And I'm going to, since I saw what Merrick was going for, I'll aim for the same one with Thorn Whip.
Okay. That will hit. And you will pull its lifeless body to right at your feet.
Well, I guess that worked out. And bonus action, I'll give the giant weasel the directions to go snap at the last one.
It actually will not attack that creature.
Okay. Not surprised it eventually stopped working. And what's its reaction? What does it do instead?
It's actually going to kind of stand back here and just kind of look confused and take the dodge action, looking towards you and looking towards the creature.
There's something special about this one. Might want to, I don't know, be careful. But I'm going to end my turn there.
All right, the different creature is actually up. Let me go ahead and take the commoner out of the initiative there. Greetings, Zargon. Welcome in. The creature here in front of you. Give me 1 second here. Is going to pull out an invention from its pack.
No, not
And we'll
good, not
find
good.
out what that is on the other side of the ad break, because we do have an ad break coming up here in a few seconds. So go ahead, stretch your legs, use the restroom, grab some snacks, refresh your beverages, and we will find out what the invention is that it pulls out of its pack on the other side of the ad break. So stick around. We'll be back. All right, we're back on this side of the ad break. Waiting for one or two of the players to come back. Welcome in, viewers. Welcome in, Zargon. Good to see you. Panda, of course. As always, Fingers. Thanks for stopping by this evening. Looks like Gluddington is watching us from overseas.
Possibly literally.
Possibly over the sea, exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
Flying back right now. Obviously we're not playing our Vecna Eve of Ruin this evening. We've been having the week off, so we have a couple of players not able to play with us tonight, Gluddington being one of them. Character who plays Minerva, the player who plays Minerva is unavailable as well. So we're just doing a little one-shot here, a little Adventures League fun. I'm waiting to see what this... Go ahead.
Just letting Oki know we're waiting for him to be back in case he's sitting there and didn't say back.
Waiting to see what this kobold inventor is going to pull from their pack.
I love tier 1. I love that I'm afraid of a little cobalt inventor. I'm really afraid over here.
That's one of the reasons why I really love this adventure. I am obviously with being an Adventures League, we do adjust the adventures to the party's level, what's called the average party level. The way you do that is we round down, but you add up all the party's levels together. So Merrick is level 4, Frank, Dominic, and Oki are level 1, so that brings us to 7, and then we divide that by the number of players, which is 4, and round down, so they have an AP of 1, and the adventure was written for an APL of 3, so we're having to treat them basically kind of as a weak party, if not a very weak party. So so far they're doing pretty good. A little bit of a scare for Dominic in the first encounter, but there might be one here as everyone is back. Welcome back. Zargon doing very well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well with your large adventures that you were doing for the large number of people. But let's find out what the Kobold Adventure is going to pull out of their pack with their weapon invention. Their roll is a 3. They're going to pull out a basket of centipedes.
Good.
There's a basket into a 5-foot square within a space within 20 feet of it. A swarm of centipedes. 11 hit points emerges from the basket and rolls initiative. Allow me to pull a swarm of centipedes out of...
Okay, hold on, everybody.
Bag?
I think he's peaceful. He's offering us food.
No, those
Oh,
will
not
bite.
food! Not food!
And they will roll initiative as well. And they will be going on 14, so it will not be their turn until after Ogi's turn next. As he does so, he looks at his the bag and kind of pulls out a dagger to defend himself, but that's what his action was for the turn. Dominic, you are up.
All right. Gonna try to get rid of this fella. Swing with my quarterstaff.
That will
23,
strike true.
Even without the bless, 6 damage.
That will finish off the Kobold Inventor.
So, okay, I was actually going to. Oh, never mind. I was going to try to non-lethally take him out with I was going to kick him out unconscious, but we'll just say he died.
If you want to, that's fine. You can totally do that.
No.
Okay.
I didn't call it. So
No worries.
He's dead.
You still have a bonus action and more movement.
Oh, right. I forgot. There's still an opponent. So I will try to stamp it / kick, unarmed strike these centipedes out of the way.
All right, go ahead and swing. You are blessed.
Yes, that's going to be 11.
Fortunately, 11 will barely miss the creatures. That they kind of, when you stomp your foot down, you see they kind of scatter around before they come back into the swarm that they are. Anything else for Dominic?
No, I'm just going to curse myself that I probably made them angry, and that's it.
All right, Frank.
I'm going to turn my axe sideways, trying to smash as many of as I can with the blood side.
All right. The flat of the great axe, smashing down.
with D4.
That will
16.
strike true.
Oof, not great damage though.
Anything else for Frank?
I don't want to move around too much. No, I think I'm good.
All right, top of the round to Merrick.
Merrick may have spent some time in Tucson, Arizona, and is very afraid of centipedes. She will lash out with Sacred Flame and try to kill it.
Okay. Attempting their dex save. They will succeed again, scattering away from the radiant flames that reach up underneath them.
Merrick will cry out, "Squish them! Squish them! They're more dangerous than they look!" And that is her turn.
All right, Oki.
All right. This doesn't look too nice, but we'll see how it goes. I'll just swing out with Primal Savagery again.
Okay. That will hit.
Only 2, but
Taking a few of them out.
And I'll sort of gesture towards our giant weasel friend and see if it's any more interested in
It does seem that
centipedes.
it does seem that it agrees with Frank. It does look like food. And the weasel will jump into the fray of them and snatch them all up, eating them all, taking you out of combat.
Apparently they taste good, though.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
He could have shared, but okay.
Good weasel. Good weasel.
Looking
which
about
way do you
the
wanna-
room, you note that there's a number, again, a small alchemy set on the table over here, a number of other vials as well. Let me see how many total there are here. Oops, wrong button there. There's a total of 6 different vials. All of a very different contents inside them. One vial seems to contain a sticky green goo. The other vial contains a viscous yellow liquid. Another one contains a thin white smoke, while another one yet again is filled with a gray smoke with twinkling motes of white light inside of it. Another one seems to have a fine golden powder that swirls inside. And another one seems to have a lump of damp pink goo.
What in all Torah are these kobolds playing with here?
Would Merrick be able to recognize what any of those are?
Go ahead and give me a Arcana check. Huh. They definitely seem to have some sort of different things that this alchemist seems to have done. The first one seems to be what's called goo sticka. This green sticky goo, you can throw it out, and you can, if it hits the target, it's got to make a dexterity. You don't have to hit the target, you got to throw it out at a target within 30 feet of you. And it has to make a strength save or be restrained until the end of its next turn by the sticky green goo. The vial of viscous yellow liquid is something that the kobolds seem to call burning snot. That will explode when it exposed to the air and will force a creature to make a dexterity saving throw or take fire damage. The other one has a chance, the white smoke is called knockout gas, has a chance to knock a creature unconscious until the end of its next turn. The other one's called dream smoke, which forces a creature to make a saving throw or be subjected to hallucinations. There's the dust of the broken heart, which is the golden powder swirling inside. When you hit something with it, they make a save or they're charmed until the end of the next turn. Of course, you do know that charmed this way refuses to commit any acts of violence. And then, of course, the final one, the pink goo, is called self-pity putty. which causes the creature to make a saving throw or be racked with self-doubt.
Excellent. We should pass these out and use them against the kobolds.
You can also search through their bodies and find about 34 gold pieces worth of coins and gems. And everyone go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're looking through the room too, please. Merrick.
Merrick clocks that one from Oki and says, "Look over here."
Fair enough. Bountiful luck.
Just in case he rolls a 20.
Oh, yeah. I did my. I love how your ability works.
You're getting whispers from Ogma, not necessarily whispers from Ogma in your mind that Oki might not be the best person to use bountiful luck on.
Yeah, I wasn't I think Frank had the first case where it was like bountiful luck gets one more. That was
Right.
Yeah.
He managed to deal with that one stone. It's just all the rest of them. Well, yeah.
But you do find a rock in the area. It's actually a large sheet of rock-colored canvas. Beneath that, you do find a medium-sized rock bearing a poorly written sign, and that's actually in Draconic. And it scribed on the rock itself, very poorly written, says, "Nothing under here. Don't look."
Oh, we should definitely look, but I will check for traps first.
Sure, go ahead and give me
Yeah,
a
reverse
perception
psychology.
check or investigation, your choice. It does not appear to be trapped at all. It just appears to be something kobolds would do.
Okay, we will look under it.
As you look under the rock, you find a manky old sock hidden beneath there, and inside you find a garnet worth 12 gold pieces.
Excellent.
But you do have these 6 vials. Again, these vials, just mechanically wise, after about an hour, they will lose their potency.
Yeah.
Anyone have a preference for which one they want?
We go ahead and put those in chat for you, what they do. And obviously, story items.
And there's enough for all of us to take one.
We could roll.
Yeah, there we go. I don't have a strong preference. Any giving me any ranged attack is helpful, so any of these is fine for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody roll a d6. If we match, we'll do roll again. Oh, nice. Nobody rolled the same. So what, Frank, you get the self-pity putty. Brother Dominic will get the dust of the broken heart. I will get the dream smoke. Oki will get the knockout gas. And we've got 2 more. Does anybody want extra range attacks or... I'd love an extra one, I guess, because all I've got
Go
is
for it.
cantrips. Yeah, I'm kind of saving my spell slots for heals, so...
I will note something else. Everyone go ahead and give me, where you're deciding the last 2. Everyone make sure to jot down which one you have taken so far. But go ahead and give me an investigation roll, Frank.
Me? Okay.
Yes. Fair enough. Kind of looking over the putty. Anyone else would like to make an investigation check? Feel free to make an investigation check as well. Wanted to give Frank a
See
chance
if I can roll
first.
number 1.
Wow.
Dominic,
Okay.
you do note that that putty that Frank has does seem to produce a mirror image of whatever's pressed against it. That's that self-pity putty. If anyone has a spell scroll, you could probably press it against that spell scroll. And the spell scroll could be cast from the putty instead of the scroll.
I
That's
do not have one.
Well, that should be somebody else then, right?
But
Why-
if no one,
yeah,
if no
why
one
don't
has, if no one has any scrolls, however, it's kind of just be used for what it normally would be used for. You do
Yeah, we
also
don't-
note that there are some battered iron bars worth about 17 gold. The inventor also has a few other chunks of emeralds worth 25 gold in his pockets. Again, you don't have to keep track of these. I have these all for you at the end of the session. And you do find another potion of healing.
Excellent. Brother Dominic has one. Oki has one. Frank, why don't you take this one?
Okay, sounds good.
And I will ask if I can take the burning snot and say, does anybody want the goose sticker?
The burning snot.
Sure,
I just love them.
Well, so again, if the putty is more for spellies.
No, it's just an extra thing on there.
An extra thing.
Yeah, if you happen to have a spell scroll, you could press the putty against it, and then you could use the putty to cast a spell scroll by making a spell casting check.
Yeah.
Instead of getting rid of the scroll, it gets rid of the putty. But you can still use the putty for what its intent is there in the chat.
Yeah, Dominic, you want the goose sticker?
Sure.
You carry a sticker.
There we go. That's the logic we need here. Sure. Yeah, that's good actually. Those are both. Dominic's not in generally a super violent person, so taking the broken heart and goose sticker ones are both kind of ways to incapacitate but not kill.
Sounds good.
So which way do we want to go?
Oh, right.
You know, there's a passage to the southwest or southeast, I'm sorry, and then a passage to the west.
Odds left, evens right.
Yeah, you roll it.
Evens to the right.
Again, sound logic.
I mean, this is your first time in a dungeon, Frank.
Yeah, it's going great.
So far.
I made a new weasel friend. I've been healthy the entire time. Chopped some things in half. It's going good.
Don't jinx us.
Say what?
Oki, do you want to continue out in front? That seems to be working.
Okay, which is the front? Are we going down to this side or the other side?
Yeah, this side.
Okay, let's do
And
it.
once again, I will guidance him as he heads out in front.
Sure. Heading
Am I
down.
stealth rolling?
If you want to, sure. For the group stealth check.
I will use the inspiration you gave us again to
Okay.
make a straight roll.
Sure.
I will say to myself, shush, be quiet. But I didn't listen to myself.
Oh no!
and
Oh.
It's a reaction, so I can't redo it again.
But go ahead and give me
Dang,
one.
Nabbit.
Give me one for the weasel.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the weasel.
Wow, that's like the culmination of our rerolls there.
All right, you think you're fairly quiet heading down to this room.
Could be worse anyway.
Getting
Okay.
down there, you know the chamber is warmer and more humid than elsewhere in the Warren so far, and the air is musty. The ground is littered with leaves and other organic material from which large red and blue spotted mushrooms sprout. A pair of empty wooden buckets lie on the ground beside the entrance.
Okay. Do these mushrooms look dangerous?
Give me a nature check. They don't really look to be dangerous.
I probably wouldn't eat them just in case, though. Is this
Sorry,
a
what?
dead end?
Are you eating them, Frank?
No, I'm just being a goof. You said it seems like it's a dead end?
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
With your passive perception, however, Oki, as you're kind of walking amongst the mushrooms,
Yeah.
you do note that there is yet another secret door to some smaller tunnels right over there.
Oh. I'm going to point that out.
Oh, but we've got to get over the mushrooms. Maybe we should lay down a cloak or a bedroll and not touch the mushrooms?
Hold on.
Oki
And I'll,
Oki already walked through them.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
didn't seem to be like poison you on contact mushrooms, just maybe don't eat them.
Does anyone
Frank
else want to make
returns.
Does anyone else want to make a nature check that while they're there?
I am not skilled in nature.
You can give me a skill
Neither
check.
am I.
Oh, Frank, you pick one up, almost getting ready to eat it, and then you realize, and Merrick at the same time, that these are bubble gut nightcaps. And they are toxic to warm-blooded creatures.
Oh no. Yeah, don't eat these. You don't want to eat these. But I guess kobolds want to eat these, right?
Yes, because they're cold-blooded.
Oh boy, tell me about it.
The creatures,
What they did to them.
a warm-blooded creature would eat these would probably suffer some intense stomach cramps and probably become embarrassingly gassy.
I'd take a few and put them in a bag.
And you do note that the
Excellent.
weasel is definitely avoiding the mushrooms.
Well, shall we check out this secret door? Check it for traps first. And I will reach out and, well, I assume Oki's going first, so I will reach out and touch him again with guidance.
Okay, I can look for traps, I suppose.
No traps on the secret door, but again, beyond the door, very, very small. Only small creatures could really fit in there.
Same as the other one.
Mhm.
So we may still want to block it. Are there any movable stones, preferably big ones, that we can use to kind of block the way?
Not really. There's a couple of stones here, not really enough to really block it. But again, as Frank mentioned earlier, there's 4 or 5 kobold bodies back in the other chamber.
Sure thing. If we've got a bit of time, I guess we can go do that.
Better safe than sorry.
And you
We
can,
gotta make sure we have an exit route.
and as Dominic mentioned, if anyone wants to spare one of their torches, you could try to jam that in there again.
Yeah, I'll give another one.
All right, so Frank and Dominic, if you guys want to go ahead and one of you roll advantage on your athletics check again.
Frank, that would be better from you.
I was like, sorry, it just took a minute. There we go.
25. Yes, you're easily able to go through it yet again and close off this section of the secret door for
Crunch.
the kobolds
Crunch.
not to be able to get through.
You know, if you're not looking, crunch, it's not as bad. Crunch. Crunch.
So the only other way to go, other than those tunnels, which only Merrick could really fit through, would be the tunnel to the west.
All right, well, here goes. This one looks
Again,
as
before
correct
he
as
leaves my
yet.
range, I hit him with guidance because I worry about him out front.
Okay.
All right, creeping down a little bit more and seeing what we see.
As you
And
get up into
Merrick
this,
is-
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say for the team, I am choosing to stand back because it is easiest for me to get forward.
Sure.
Mm.
As you get up there, Oki, actually, let me move everyone back one. Sorry, I'm going to move everyone back one so I can move Oki up there. As you get to the edge of this area going down, Oki, you do know that there's a stretch of muddy area all in front of you. But the ground itself has been, packed hard dirt or stone, and this area in front seems to be full of mud.
Does it look deep?
It doesn't look too deep.
Just slippery.
Maybe ankle deep to you, perhaps maybe up to Merrick's calves.
Right. So do I think if it's ankle deep, would we be likely to slip here, or is it more or less okay? We just need to be slow.
It doesn't look as if the mud's too slippery
Okay.
at glance, but if you want to check it out, you can.
Sure, I'll take a closer look. Investigation, is it?
Yes. I have to make you two things. Now, okay, so failing that investigation, do me a favor and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Nice. I'll use inspiration on this.
Okay. You actually stop moving because, it looks okay, and you kind of step down in it, and you feel a sharp, piercing pain on your foot, and you stop moving, and you take 1 point of damage, and you of reach down and realize that it's a caltrop.
Oof. There's caltrops here. Watch it.
Oh. And they're buried in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Sneaky kobolds. Oh, you probably could spend some time poking around through there to try to gather them up.
We probably should, since this is our exit route as well.
Yeah, Dominic will use his staff from the edge here and basically use it to kind of clear out a sort of a path through the mud, or clear caltrops out of that particular path.
The mud actually goes all the way from this drop all the way up to this drop here.
Oh, okay. So we have to kind of go slowly and clear along the way.
I mean, the easiest way to probably do it was to someone get down on your hands and knees and kind of swathing through the muck and the mud. You could probably easily locate them that way.
Merrick would not object to that. She will.
Yeah, I'm already filthy. No problem.
So does everyone want to work on that together, or just having Merrick and Frank do it?
We're a team. We'll
might as
get
well
dirty
help.
together.
You guys do that. I'll just keep an eye out.
Okay.
Good to keep an eye out.
So after about...
you're
Go ahead.
face down in the mud. You don't know if there's going to be those holes or something like that,
Thanks for watching our back, Dominic. Appreciate it.
But after about 10 minutes, Oki and Merrick and Frank, you're able to make your way to the end down here and have cleaned up all of the caltrops, but you are all three just covered in filthy mud.
It's in my eyes and my ear. It's
and
everywhere.
Your fur. And in your fur. But yes, poking through the mud and all of that, you're able to easily find all of the caltrops and recover them from the mud.
Now they just about can't tell we're not kobolds, eh?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah,
This is what it's like to be an adventurer. You got to be ready to get dirty.
yeah. It's like that adventure tale I heard about called The Predator, where he covered himself in mud.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, that's what I imagine Frank looks like now.
Okay, heading forward. Anything else I spot?
So far, no.
Okay.
And away we go.
With your
Close enough,
passive
yeah.
perception, Merrick, you do note that when you step right in that area there, it does seem like a little bit different on the footfalls as you're coming back to hard-packed dirt and stone. So that tunnel that came through the area might go underneath the area that you're walking now, the one from the very first room.
Does it seem like there's any trap doors or anything?
No,
like
you
that?
don't notice anything. You just think, like, for example, if you see the dotted lines beneath your feet, that's indicating that the tunnel goes underneath your area there.
Okay. I will
Merrick,
call
where's
that
the
out to
dragon?
everyone. Well, they're usually deep, deep in. So we just got to keep going until we find it and kill it.
I feel like I need to take a bath before I meet a dragon.
Well, that might happen.
So long and a windy tunnel.
And noting that there really doesn't seem to be any more traps this deep into the warrens.
Does it smell or sound any different out here?
It is getting a bit warmer, a little bit more humid, but you don't really actually hear much sound coming through the walls at the moment, or around you in front of you.
Interesting.
The chamber in front of you, much like the chamber you encountered previously, this area is littered with piles of straw, leaves, and scraps of cloth. Although the pallets are fewer in number and not quite so moldy, it would appear that kobolds that live in this area of the warren take a little bit more pride in their surroundings, as the area is lacking the rather crude and rude graffiti that you found elsewhere in the warren. But you do note that there are a number of the hall, since Dominic had mentioned looking out for them, you notice there are a number of these small holes all along the southern wall.
Right.
I think we should take time to stop these up too.
Yeah.
Agreed. Just with straw, though, or do you want me to go back for bodies?
Yeah, could we go back for that mud and maybe use straw and mud, make something a little harder to just break out? I know all the best we can do is delay them.
That's totally up to you.
Yeah, let's try to go back and grab. Well, we could probably just grab mud off Frank. Scrape
You
mud off
probably could
Frank and
grab
mix it
mud
with
off
the
of
straw.
yourself and Frank and Oki, yes.
Yeah,
I
Mix-
close my eyes, spread my arms out, and just say, okay, I am ready.
Everyone take back your inspiration.
Yeah.
As you are,
Do as
three
you
of you
will.
are definitely coated in mud, caked in mud, which you can use to with the straw to plug up a lot of the holes on the southern wall.
Yeah, just
Oh.
hoping that dries and makes it even harder for them to bust those out if we are making
Sure.
a retreat this way.
Sure.
I'll thank you for your service with your mud and your inspiration, team. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, you kept us safe during that whole time, so
Yeah.
See, when you're in a dungeon, waste not, want not, right? Everything's got a use.
The
in
only
true
apparent,
Blink fashion, I look at my waist and look confused.
the only other apparent exit from this room lay to the north. The corridor winds and twists before it ends. Give me a second here. Oops. There we go. Go ahead. My opinion. My apologies. Go ahead and continue.
I will hit Oki with guidance one more time.
Okay.
Oh, did I just wall myself? Excellent.
Oh, you're in the wall?
I think I am.
This actually isn't the way. we just all got like turned around in a dead end.
Yeah.
But as you come around there, you do see that the corridor winds and twists before ending in a curtain of black, leathery scaly leather. Tendrils of acrid vapors curl and sickly green light escapes from the edges, around the edges of the curtain.
Well, this looks weird. Definitely not natural.
Maybe it's supposed to be threatening, like when somebody says it's curtains for you.
Sure, yeah. I'm going to try to investigate it, see what I can make out of this.
Okay. Definitely made of some sort of thick black leather. Does seem to have some sort of scales on it. Reptilian, perhaps, in nature.
Is it the dragon?
Does it look like it would be safe to touch it?
From your investigation check, it doesn't seem like there's anything about the leather itself, the curtain itself. It just seems like there's some sort of emanations beyond the curtain itself.
Right. Can I look underneath it, or is there no space? Is it just straight at the floor?
It goes to the floor.
Well, maybe we just have to move this quietly and hope for the best.
Give me another stealth check, then.
Oh, we just got back inspiration. I'm going to use it for this then.
Oh, that's a great idea. Wait, is it all of us or just Oki?
This would be a group stealth check if everyone's trying to be
Okay.
quiet, yes.
Yeah, I'll use inspiration as well.
Me too on the inspiration.
Oops.
And one for the weasel.
Don't forget the weasel. Come on, weasel.
Actually, the weasel is not following you anymore.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Polly Shore, no.
Our weasels abandon us.
The
They must
weasel
be getting closer to the
indeed.
dragon.
The weasel indeed is abandoning you.
Well,
Maybe he's got an upset tummy after all those centipedes.
Perhaps.
I'll try to creep by the leather curtain and see what's on the other side, I suppose.
All right.
And do I not see anybody, just a room?
So far, you do note that there's a ledge, and you do note that the ledge goes out about 3 feet beyond to the east.
Right. Step forward.
As you step forward, let's go ahead and give everyone a chance to move up a little bit as well. kind of making it to where it's not too difficult to get around there. Beyond the thick black leather curtain that hangs in the opening leading into this room, you see a wide chamber bathed in sickly green light. Wisps of acrid mist curl around the curtain, burning your nose and throat. Within you see a 3-foot-high dais bearing a crude, lumpy throne topped with the skull of an alligator. Behind which are stacked a number of crates. 4-foot-wide opening rests in the ceiling of the northern corner. There sits a kobold, attended by what appears to be another inventor and a winged kobold. As you enter into the room, the winged kobold turns and shouts in your direction. You do note that the creature sitting on the throne very proudly kind of looks in your direction and speaks in Draconic.
Ha! You've made it past all of our traps. Indeed, you must come to bring offerings to Nightscale.
Huh?
Our patron, the great black dragon
Oh, I knew there was a dragon.
of Kunjakar.
I will translate this from the back because I think I'm the only one that speaks Draconic. So I will whisper translate this all for the group.
Okay.
Merrick, quiet. I'm trying to listen to the kobolds.
I will pass forward a drift globe to offer that as a gift and tribute, hoping that maybe we can just sneak back out knowing this is not the dragon's lair. But I will pass that forward to Frank
Okay.
and say, pass it to Oki so he can make an offering.
Oki, here's a present from Merrick. Kind of weird timing if you ask me, but it's still nice.
And Oki just sort of like looks back and forth between Frank and Merrick and the kobold, then just sort of bemusedly holds the drift globe out and steps forward slowly as though he's sort of like, you know, the whole coming to place it at the throne thing. He's doing that sort of act and seeing how they react as he steps forward.
You see the winged one kind of look over to the one on the throne. And the one on the throne seems to start chuckling a little bit. And then this one over here kind of looks back to this one as well. And in Draconic, Merrick, you hear,
Ha! If they are willing to offer us something, they must have more. Kill them!
this one says.
Bless. I will cast Bless.
Unfortunately, you can't cast it as a reaction, so you can't do that as your first action on your turn. So everyone go ahead and give me a initiative roll, please.
Dang it. Of course, this one I roll low.
You know what? Actually, I will let you cast Bless.
Thank you. I would have been at the ready for any
That's fine
reason
because
to-
it actually states, I don't think it's fair that it actually states that he casts a spell as well when he does that. So I'm going to let you cast a spell because he's going to cast a spell as well.
Thank you.
Can I cast a spell?
He's going to cast that spell.
Ooh.
Oh, yikes. So again, Frank, Oki, and Dominic have Bless.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mitch. Very kind.
And he cast haste on Frank, right?
No.
Always haste for barbarian, but not when they're on the other side.
Oh, I guess that's the rule, yeah.
All right, everyone, this end initiative. We'll sort the initiative. Frank, you're the first to react.
I'm gonna rage, and I'm gonna rush forward to here. Saying, that thing makes me more upset than ungrateful gift recipients. And I'm going to attack with the great axe.
Okay.
The person who said to kill.
Okay.
People.
Well, he said something.
Okay. Right. Well, yeah, I'll still attack them.
That does hit, even with the haste.
That's 11 with the rage damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll having kind of okay, I hit on the first time. Okay, well, now what? I guess I just hang out, wait for extra attack. Okay, never mind. That's it.
And which one casts the haste?
This one. So I'll go ahead and make a concentration check for it.
Oh, excellent. The one he hit. Yay.
Yep. It's a DC 10.
Selfish kobolds casting haste on themselves.
Will still maintain his concentration. The winged one is up. The winged one will actually fly up into the air as this ceiling is a bit higher. I think this one's about 15 feet. So he's just going to go. I'm going to go ahead and do this. 1, 5. It's going to fly up into the air above Oki. And miss.
Oh, the rock.
And
nice.
it's going to fly back over here. Oki, you are up.
Okay, so I just drop the drift globe and pull out of my pocket the knockout gas flask I got, and then just try to smash it into the face of the kobold next to me.
Okay.
That would be like an improvised weapon, wouldn't it?
No, that's because you don't have to make an attack roll. They have to make a save.
Right, but it's still an action to use it, I'm guessing.
Yes. That's still an action.
Okay, I'll do that.
So the knockout gas, they need to make a DC 11 Constitution save. So we'll attempt that. And it will succeed.
I should have known better than to try to use their inventions against them.
Right.
I'm going to just try to get around to this side so it's the only thing in front of me, and that's where I'm going to end my turn.
All right. This creature is up. He's going to cast a spell. I'm going to need to bring this into the room. Give me 1 second. Oops, there we go.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Don't do that.
It's going to cast Fog Cloud.
Oh, no.
So this area is obscured. You cannot see. Let's move that to the back. That way you can still access your tokens. He is then going to move. Actually, he's going to take his haste action first. Let me double check something here. So actually, he will have a straight roll. Actually, you can't see him, Frank. So he would have he would have advantage either way. He cannot see you because of the haste, even though because of the fog cloud. Even though he's on the outside, so it's just going to be a straight roll.
Are they both concentration? Or am I reading into that too much?
Fog cloud. Oh, yeah, good call. bring that up because the haste is a. Let me double check to make sure if his fog cloud is a concentration, he's definitely not going to cast that to start with.
Yeah.
Fog cloud. I'm just
It
going to put it in
is-
chat.
Yes,
Is it chat?
concentration
Okay.
up to 1 hour.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So he will cast that because he is actually hurting a little bit there. So he's going to cast it and then he's going to move.
All right. I will attack. You said at disadvantage, though?
No, you can't. You have to be able to see him to get a attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And then the inventor is up after him. He cannot see any of you. But he is going to go ahead and use his weapon invention. And he's going to roll a 7, which is going to bring out a skunk in the cage. So we're going to, since it doesn't really have anything, we're just going to pull up a skunk. I'm going to use this for the skunk. Maybe. I don't think we have a skunk thing there. We'll just pull out a small weasel. There we go. And it's just going to, it's got 5-foot speed. It's going to roll initiative. We'll roll its initiative, put it into the initiative. We'll roll a d20. It's going to go on 3. And as you can see from its description, that's all it can really do. And then the inventor is going to wander off into the fog as well. And Dominic, you are up.
Would I have heard it wandering that way or no?
Yes, you could hear it wandering that way. With your past perception of 12, yes, you could hear it wandering that way. Sure.
All right.
So it's not just like blinded where we can make a disadvantage attack at them?
No, because what happens is when you're attacking something you can't see, you have disadvantage. But because they can't see you, you would have advantage. So it offsets. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. It's like one of those weird rules where, like,
You just,
if
basically,
you can guess where it is.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Otherwise, you're like, basically the rules are like, if you swing, you don't know where it is, you just hit air. But if I have enough of a sound to be able to guess that.
Yeah, with your passive, if your passive perception was lower, like a 10 or lower, I wouldn't I'll give you that shot. But with the passive perception of 12, sure. You could actually obviously hear it, clambering up the ridge area there.
All right, so I'm gonna try to swing at it. So it's a straight roll then.
Yep.
And that will be, actually, I do have bless on top of that too. So just in case, it's a 16.
That will hit.
All right. So quarterstaff, 4 damage.
Okay.
And then try kicking him. That probably will miss.
An 8 or 10 will miss. Yes.
All right, that will be turn.
All right, and Merrick is going to be up. But before we take Merrick's turn, we do have an ad break coming up here. So let's go ahead and take a small last little break here. We'll come back and finish up this encounter. So go ahead and stretch your legs, use the restroom, grab some snacks, refresh your beverages, and we will come back at 20 minutes till the hour to continue play. So we'll see you then. Stick around. right, we're back on the other side of the ad break. Merrick is up. Merrick, you did hear the other one move to the north, clambering up the embankment as well.
Would I have clocked the room enough? I mean, Merrick is very observant. To kind of know. I'd like to try to run forward and get out of the fog, is my thought. Like, if I can try to run over to here.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Here. I'm not sure if I'd. Okay.
Yeah, you can do
So
that.
I will just try to move forward until I get out of the fog.
Sure.
I'll even take one more step back. And I will cast Spiritual Weapon over
Ooh,
here
nice.
by this guy.
All right.
And I will try to hit him with my Spiritual Weapon.
Swing away.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 will miss.
Okay. Then with my action, I'm going to try to hit him with Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. Excellent. Attempting its dexterity saving throw. He will barely make the save. You notice as he does make the save that his cloak shimmers a bit.
Ah, good to know. I will call out with my voice and just say, guys, there's a opening over here.
Gotcha.
Come to my voice.
Gotcha.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. The skunk is up. It is going to spray in Oki's direction. Oki, give me a DC 9 Constitution save. Not a problem.
Ooh.
That smelled a little bad, but it's
Not going to cause you to be incapacitated and wretched for the next round. Frank, you are up.
I run straight ahead to Merrick's voice.
Yep.
Oh, hey, you. And I'll take another step forward, and I will swing with my great axe.
Attacking recklessly or no? Oh, wait, you don't. Do you get that at first
yeah,
level?
I was like, I don't think I have reckless yet. That's next level.
Maybe
right?
second level, yeah.
Say, this
sorry,
might seem a bit reckless, but
level,
not too reckless, I guess.
First level characters.
Yeah.
That will hit.
Have at thee. You
And
dastardly
that will
dingus.
Finish
And that's
off.
17. Aha!
Finishing him off. Getting rid of the fog cloud.
Huh. I can see again. And there's a kobold right above me.
With a big stone. Good job, Frank. Good job.
And then that's it. Yeah.
All right, with the defeat of their leader, he's going to look in shock, and he's going to fly over here, and he's going to fly up into this hole. Oki,
Oh
back
no, he's
around
going to
you.
wound the dragon.
Not
Oki.
the dragon.
Back around to you, Oki.
Oh, I'm sorry to say, I don't think there's much we can do about that one. I'm just going to step away from the skunk and head towards the inventor instead, who
Okay.
rudely resisted my last attempt to knock him out, so I guess I'll try to knock him out a different way. Primal Savagery.
All right. With the bless?
I think that includes the bless. I think that misses.
That does include the bless. Okay, so that will miss barely.
I just need to roll something in upper single digits, and then it'll be great. Oh well, that's it for me.
All right. He is up. He's going to use another weapon invention, which is a 2, which is some alchemist's fire. We have disadvantage on the attack. Oops, wrong roll. He will miss as the alchemist fire starts burning off over here. Dominic, you are up.
Hey, watch the skunk, man.
Yeah. All right. I will try to get rid of this last guy here with a quarter staff. I'll use my inspiration to.
That will hit.
All right. So 1d8 plus 2, 4, and then I will try kicking him. Miss.
That will
That will be-
unfortunately miss.
Or do you?
Oh, are you 5,
Oh,
10,
right.
15, 20,
How
20?
far?
I say kick higher as you were just inside the 30 feet.
Nice. All right. Yes. And
That will
I
hit.
can add. All right. 17, in fact, with the bless. So, and kick him for 1d4 plus 2. 3 damage. That's 7 total for me that round. And turn.
Merrick.
Merrick will run closer, trying to cut off this exit, and she will cast Sacred Flame.
Will fail, and the kobold will fall to the ground, taking
Yay.
you out of combat as you can easily stomp the skunk,
Or just ignore it.
Or
or
make
just
friends with it.
ignore it, or just ignore it. Exactly.
Good job,
After
guys.
slaying Siggaruk, the leader of the kobolds of the Warren, you do indeed discover that the hole in the ceiling perhaps does lead into this area known as Kundrakar, perhaps maybe containing the legendary Forge of Fury. Probably not a good idea to head up there right now just on your own, as you are pretty new adventurers. But making your way through all of the remains of the kobolds in the room, you do note that's a large chunk of onyx worth a number of coins in the pouch of Siggaruk, the leader of the kobolds. They also find a vial containing a potion of acid resistance, as well as a spell scroll of invisibility. And of course,
So we can
examining.
clone this one now.
Unfortunately, won't be able to carry
For
it
the
over
duration of the session, which
for the
is like
session,
2 minutes long.
which is exactly. But Siggaruk does, after examination, bear a cloak of protection
Ooh.
made of tattered,
Ooh.
patched
Ah.
canvas and stitched together with thick, coarse twine. A homely cloak you'll never likely see. The only exceptional component of the beastly thing is the saucer-sized black dragon scale that hangs over the wearer's chest when the cloak is worn. It's glossy and bears the sigil of Nightscale herself.
Was that the one he mentioned?
That was the one he mentioned. Perhaps it might be somewhere in the Forge of Fury. But of course, leaving the tunnels and making your way back to Blazingdale, the satisfaction of a job well done. You were, of course, able to find the remains of Tome, the adventurer, and also were able to discover and ferret out, as it were, out of the Warrens, the threats of the non-human bandits, the kobolds, obviously, to the caravans traveling around this area. Of course, everyone in the town thanks you for what you've done, making it safe once more for the caravans to pass through the area. Bring us to the conclusion of 1,000 tiny deaths. Great job, guys.
I did it. I'm an adventurer.
And of
No,
course,
that was super fun, Mitch. Thanks.
not a problem.
Yeah, super fun.
So, of course, with it being Adventurers League, we do have our reward sheet at the end of the session. So let me go ahead and divide up the amount of coin we have, which is 376 divided by 4. Comes out to 94 gold apiece. Let me edit that on your rewards page first.
Not a bad haul.
No, Cloak of Protection is awesome to have.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
All right. Oops. Here's your rewards handout. Of course, for playing the adventure, everyone may gain a level.
Woohoo.
Obviously, Merritt can go to tier 2 to level 5 if she wishes. Everyone also receives 96 gold pieces each from all of the coin. You're able to take it back to Blazing Tail and divvy it up afterwards. Of course, everyone did find it. He did not use the potions of healing. Unfortunately, even though he did find 2, only one of them replicates at the end of the session. So everyone can take a cloak of protection, a potion of acid resistance, a potion of healing, and a spell scroll of invisibility to add to your magic item hoard for Adventurers League. And of course, everyone does get 10 downtime days for completion of the adventure that you may spend for the meta currency that we have in Adventurers League of the downtime days.
Awesome.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Great job,
That's really
everyone.
fun.
All right. Well, those watching, of course, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending the time with us this evening, hanging out. We will be back. I believe it's on the 13th, I think, of September. Is that the next, the second? No, the 10th. The 10th, yes. September the 10th. We'll be back on Tuesday, September 10th, 8:30 Eastern Time for another episode of Vecna Eve of Ruin. We will have, and hope, Glutton Day in there in chat. Hope your trip is going well and wish you safe travels to get back home. And we'll be back for that. Tomorrow, again, we will have tomorrow evening do another stream tomorrow night. Again, this week, we're working on a new schedule that's going to be coming out, which I'm announcing this Sunday evening. We won't be playing our regular D&D, scheduled D&D stream of Phandelver Below the Shrouded Obelisk, as it is Labor Day weekend. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday weekend as well. We're giving the players that Sunday evening off for the holiday, but I'm still going to be streaming, talking about the new schedule. Going to be finishing that up in the next couple of days. Going to be moving a lot of the video game play, whether it be Lord of the Rings Online, Baldur's Gate 3, Dead by Daylight, 7 Days to Die, Vermintide, stuff like that. Move that to daytime streams, and then keeping our streams in the evening pretty much just to D&D, whether it be the live games or our Dungeons and Deliberations, just discussing D&D, kind of like a just chatting thing in the evenings. So we're going to have that schedule up, and we'll announce that on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern at our normal stream time. Might be doing some streaming tomorrow during the day, as well as during the evening tomorrow night. Same thing on Thursday and Friday, obviously having Saturday off like normal. And of course, Friday night, we will still have our normal stream with Lotro Stream, twitch.tv/Lotro Stream, the official channel for Lord of the Rings Online. We do have our stream normally there, as we do every Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and then back here after that. But again, thank you all for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend your evening with us here. Of course, thanks to all of our supporters, especially our patrons from Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel, please consider becoming a patron or subbing here on Twitch, twitch.tv/themasterdungeons. We do love your Prime subs as well. Those are free, so thank you very much for donating those to us also. Of course, the link to our Patreon page, as well as our YouTube channel and all of our social media accounts, can be found in the About Us section below here on Twitch. If you would subscribe to us on YouTube, it is free to do. Like and comment on the videos, share them with your friends and family. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give us some likes, retweets, all of that good stuff. Every sub, like, and share helps us immensely. If you want to stay in contact with us, please click on the Discord panel below and join the Master of Dungeons community Discord server. We can help shape an accepting, caring, and inclusive D&D community. The merch store is also open. Anything you purchase from the merch store will directly help support the channel. Before we sign off, does anyone have anything they'd like to say before we head out?
Thanks a bunch.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
As usual.
Thank you all. And if we don't talk to you, obviously we'll talk a little bit on Discord and such like that between now and then. But can't wait to get back to Vecna Eve of Ruin on September the 10th. But thanks for watching all. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Again, have a great holiday weekend. Hope you have a lot of fun. Until we talk again, take care and happy adventuring.